Welcome to day 8 of the T20 Mumbai League right here in Wankhede. It's a bright and sunny afternoon and we have 2 games ahead of us today. 4 teams will be in action, out of which 3 teams will be playing their second last game. It's also the last chance for Arkanderi to get those points if they want to stay on the points table. To talk about it more, it's time for me to throw it to our experts.
Yes, sir. It's that stage of the tournament. We're past the halfway stage, so you win, you're through, you lose. It could get really difficult. Sobo Supersonics under very little pressure. They won 3 out of 3. And Bandra Blasters, well, under plenty of pressure, won only 1 out of the 3 yet. You're watching T20 Mumbai. We're all live from the Wankhede. Yeah, it is bright and sunny, that's for sure, Karishma. I've got Milind Rege here with me. Milind, just a quick question right at the top. The run making seems to be dipping now from what we thought could be the 180s, 190s, 170s back to 150s now, and still teams are being able to defend it. What's the reason apart from, of course, the fact that...
I think the wickets have deteriorated, not too badly, but they have become slower and lower. That's why I think 160, 165 should be the pass score, really, and not hope for too much more.
Yeah, yesterday, of course, we had a situation where we thought might get 200, but the side that got to about 110 overs ultimately got only 165. Let's check on the points table. As we said, it's past the halfway stage, so plenty to play for some. Triumph Knights finally in the winning mode here, along with North Mumbai Panthers, although they're all dangerously placed. Akash Tigers as well, they're all together. The team, of course, in most danger, Eagle Thane Strikers. It's going to be very tough. They need to win their last 2 matches to be in contention. And of course, we have Group B as well, where Sobo Supersonics are, as you can see, right on top. Haven't lost yet. Arcs and Dairy also have done very well. They need to win 1 more to secure their place. Namo Bandra Blasters today. It's got to be today. And also Shivaji Park Lions. Well, what can I say? I mean, fantastic team, but just have not been winning, sadly. Remember, the top 2 teams from each group will go into the semi-final. All right, now Milind Rege was out there earlier in the heat, and but I said, well, I'm going to actually replace you, Milind, and just have a quick look at the pitch myself. So here we go. We're on pitch number 2, or should we say the east pitch, which you might remember has yielded more runs in general than the west pitch. Maybe it was less used during the entire season. We go further down, and of course you might remember that 730 runs were scored on this pitch in 1 match, so it's certainly yielding a lot more. A couple of vertical cracks here and there, of course, largely dead grass rolled in. A little bit of live grass here, but very little. So generally, of course, I must mention these few indentation marks that have a little, like a pitch mark in golf, where, of course, the bowlers have to be very lucky to hit those marks, and then, of course, you see every once in a while the odd ball turning a lot. But otherwise, fair for the medium pacers. If you hit the right length, the spinners will get spin here on these wickets anytime, any place, anyway. What about the batsmen? Well, I think they have learned that pass score may be around 160, 165, so there's no real greed to get to 180. And what about my Dream 11, though? I think typically, of course, lots of left-arm spinners, a couple of good medium pacers, and maybe a spinning all-rounder is what I'd like in my Dream 11. Pass score 160, 65, like I said. And the captain that wins the toss earlier was happy to field first. Now they know what to expect, so they're likely to bat first. Yeah, well, of course, the pitches are getting, as you said, more and more. But the groundsmen are doing a fantastic job to keep it together, to bind it together, frankly.
That's what they need to do, because the moisture has to remain, otherwise the pitch will crack. It'll become dusty, and that's why the moisture at the start is a bit much to hold the pitch. It's difficult to bat, really, when you on such pitches. So when it dries down, it becomes better.
Yeah, you know, only once, I think, or twice have I seen a puff of dust. And it's been, what, you know, this is day 8, so 14 matches through. Well, I hope the pitches can be reasonable all the way through. Now, Gautam Bhimanu, who joined us recently, was out there with the 2 captains for the toss.
We're getting to that time of the tournament where the teams are looking with an eye out for the semi-final spots. We've got one team who have won every game they played today, and another who have come out with a narrow victory just the other night. Of course, the Sobo Supersonics, and the very familiar figure of Shreyas Iyer here, who came from the Namo Bandra Blasters and won a cracker. We've got Milind Rege, who's going to be tossing the coin. He's used to having done it in his lifetime. And Varsha Nagre is our match referee, who will be overseeing everything. Shreyas, you're the one who's calling. Milind, sir, give it a whiff. Heads. Heads is the call from Shreyas.
It's a heads.
And it's a head. Shreyas Iyer has won the toss. What's it going to be?
We're going to bowl first. Looks a little bit damp, so I think it's going to be really helpful for us in the second innings. So depending on that, I'm going to bowl first.
Yeah, there has been a trend in the afternoon to maybe put runs on the board, but obviously you have your strategy in place, because you had a game that you should have won, you lost, and then the other way around.
Yeah, but all those games were played in the evening, and looking at the matches played in the afternoon, I saw that many of the teams, they won chasing, and I believe that we have got a really strong batting lineup, and I would be backing them apart from our bowling.
What's the kind of total, having had a look at the surface, that you'd be happy to go after?
I think looking at the previous scores which they have played on, 140 to 150 would be a good target to chase on this wicket.
And finally, after that narrow victory the other night, what was the feeling in the camp? Relief?
Yeah, I think boys, they felt pressure, and it will help them execute things today, because once you take that pressure, the next game you come out very confident and you can see happy faces. They've been training and working really hard for a few days, and definitely we would reap the benefits out of it.
Good luck, Shreyas.
Thanks a lot.
Just get Jay Besta in there. You happy to be batting first? Because some captains have done that in the afternoon.
Yeah, we were going to bat first. Looks to be a track which is a bit dry, and it's going to help spinners in the later half of the match. So we would have batted first, and I'm happy with the decision they took.
What's been the secret of the Supersonics success? 3 matches played, 3 wins.
We are, like, everyone has a role and they are doing it, and especially the bowlers are really bowling well, and we are keeping it simple. That's the success, actually.
Now, no, you've lost the toss, but now having been put into bat, what's the kind of target you think you'd be able to put it out of reach for them?
On this track, 150, 160 should be good. Yeah, we are looking for around 150, 160.
Good luck. I know your boys have been batting well. We need runs from you.
Yeah, I will try that.
Well, that's the news from the toss here. It's 2 brightly attired teams, but it's the Namo Bandra Blasters who have won the toss, and they will bowl first.
Well, Shreyas Iyer deciding to bowl first, and Jay Bista bailing me out by saying, well, I would like to bat first. Thank you, Jay. Sobo Supersonics will be batting first. Bista, we know, needs runs. Harsh Tank, pretty good opener. But it's Parag Khanapurkar in the middle, who, of course, has done all the damage. A fabulous 90 earlier on. Takawale, pretty good too. And, of course, we get into their bowlers. Rohan Raja, a bit of an all-rounder. Dhrumil bowled really well. And then we have a couple of their faster bowlers. Deepak Shetty, tall, really useful. But Namo Bandra Blasters will be bowling first. And let's take a look at that bowling upwards. Nikhil Date, tall, good. Karsh Kothari, lots of wickets. Just Malap, also not bad. Aditya Dhumal's been doing well. Chitnis has been bowling. So do they think... and Sujit Naik can chip in sometimes with 4 overs. So bowling-wise, how do you see that side?
I think it's a more all-round bowling team, because there are all-rounders like Sujit who can bowl 4 overs. The spinners are very good. Karsh Kothari has bowled a brilliant spell the other day. And I think it's a very well-balanced team.
Well, if only Shreyas Iyer could get some runs, Namo Bandra Blasters might do really well. But of course, they will be chasing. And if they're chasing anything like 150, as he said, then it might be relatively easy. But let's take a look at some of the bigger scorers. None bigger than Parag Khanapurkar. We hit that big 96, just about failing to get to us 100. But what a competent lefty, and can also, he's not a big boy, but he can hit the ball a long way.
Yeah, he's timed it beautifully, and the way he's batting with the correct cricketing shots, that's what makes him a very dangerous player. Parag is in great form. He's got to carry his team till the next few rounds also.
Yeah, fabulous. Of course, he's got plenty of runs. And if we take a look at the maximum number of runs scored, then, of course, we'll see he's right on top. But take our word for it. So, a quick thought this match.
I think Shreyas Iyer will have to come good. He hasn't done too well in his previous 2 outings. Everything revolves, his team's batting performance revolves around him. He's a big match player, and I'm quite sure that he will do well in this game.
And I must add, Jay Bista has led magnificently, which is why they're 3 out of 3. Thanks for joining us, Milind. Time for a short break and into the action.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions,
fan code.
fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Well, it's time for T20 Tuesdays here from the Wankhede Stadium. The Supersonics have been the team to be taking on the Bandra Blasters, who've got to win today. It's a must-win game for the Bandra Blasters. A pressure game for the players, even more pressure for the umpires, Umesh Dubey and Rohan Pandit, arriving earlier today at the cauldron of Mumbai cricket, the Wankhede Stadium, in this swanky, fancy-looking, luxurious car, the Skoda. Lovely way to reach the stadium before they kickstart the proceedings. Good to see men, women, children of all ages turning up to watch this all-important game. The Yellows, the Supersonics versus the Namo Bandra Blasters. I'm Manish Batavia and I'm joined by Gautam Bhimani, who's back from the toss.
Yes, indeed. We'll talk about that in a moment, but you know from seeing the teams out there that it's the men in purple, lilac, call it what you like, who have decided to field first. There was a feeling in an afternoon game that you may want to perhaps put runs on the board and allow your fielders a little bit of a break from the scorching afternoon sun. But Shreyas Iyer was having none of it.
Right, 3 matches, just a single win. Remember, there's a chance for you guys to make changes to your fantasy teams. The Dream 11 fantasy, which is becoming a bit of a happy fever, isn't it, for cricket fans across the country? And there they are. The openers from a team that can do no wrong these days. Jai Bista, not among the runs yet, but as a captain, he's had a terrific time.
Don't give anyone too many false hopes. You've got about 30 seconds if you want to make any more changes in your team, because once you're ready to bowl that first ball, that's it. Your teams are locked in. I've got locked mine in, by the way. We can have a bit of a face-to-face come maybe game 2.
Right, I can't match you on colour. We'll see if I can get my luck going in fantasy cricket. But as far as the door to the semi-final is concerned, it could shut for the team in purple/lilac. The Bandra Blasters, they've won just one game where they survived that Shivam Dubey tsunami of sorts. Scored 87. Shreyas Iyer has failed, so has Kelkar at the top. But for now, all eyes on Jai Bista. He'll want to get cracking today.
Yeah, I chatted with him just moments before the toss, and he said, we're very happy with our team's performance, but I need some runs under the belt. And he was prolific last season, has got starts every single time. He's looked good, striking it over 100, but he's just got out at the wrong time. Fortunately for him, the middle order has been prolific.
He's caught very well. He's made the right moves, and from a big picture point of view, Gautam, good call for them to make these 2 changes, give 2 new players a go. Randhawa and Shashank Attarde have come in. Randhawa, top order batsman, and Shashank Attarde, an off spinner. No space for Badr Alam, who was the top wicket taker last time. Harshank still at the top. He's got a couple of starts, but he'll want a big one today. Abid Usmani will cool his ears as well in the dugout today.
The Namo Bandra Blasters, the team out in the field who have won the toss, are unchanged. Led by the vastly experienced Shreyas Iyer, who graduated from, of course, being captain here in T20 Mumbai, to also being captain of a different franchise in the IPL.
Well, the one aspect about the Bandra Blasters that has been a bit of a positive is this man with the ball in his hands. Adit Dhumal opening the attack. It's Dhumal and Karsh Kothari who've been the 2 shining lights for the Bandra Blasters. If they don't win today, it will pretty much be curtains for them.
They've won the toss, they've done the first part of it. The question is, how much can they restrict a team like the Supersonics too? And if they get off to a start like that, that's Jai Bista, the captain, off to a rollicking start. That's through point and over the ropes.
While the Supersonics haven't done anything wrong, this is the box they'd like to take. A few runs for the captain, hits it, admires it, feels good. Doesn't have to run for it.
So typically Jai Bista doesn't have to hit it hard. Places, times it.
Change of pace there. Good stuff, good response.
JB, as he is often referred to. The name he has on his shirt, JB.
Looks a lot like GB in the commentary box. Thin, wiry frame.
Come on, 1 wicket, boys, 1 wicket.
Always a good sight to see someone with that frame and the specs on can actually be an athlete. I gave up a long time ago.
You covered a fair bit of cricket. Remember any batsman who played with his sunglasses on? Was it Gavin Rennie?
Yep, and of course, the man who made bowling with sunglasses on trademark was Mark Waugh. Just had Milind Rege whisper the name of MJK Smith, captain of England, right here in Mumbai. Always wonderful to be regaled by stories from Milind Rege. So next time he's in the box, we'll hear more of that and what it was like to have that happening in 1962 it was.
Mr. Anecdotes from the T20 Mumbai commentary box. It's a decent cloud cover as well. It's not as hot, at least for now. Straight driven. Comfortable looking start for the Supersonics. 7 without loss. Back live from the Wankhede Stadium, the Namo Bandra Blasters going unchanged, going with their first choice 11. The Supersonics can afford to make a couple of changes, giving a couple of guys a game. Shashank Attade, the off-spinner, as well as Randhawa, Japjit Randhawa goes in as well. Just the right call, isn't it? Before the semi-finals, give them some match practice.
Nikhil Tate in charge from the pavilion end. A strange looking shot from Jayabista. Started off well against a slower bowler. He'll be keeping an eye on his own form, because just like you talked about getting a few others from the 15 into the 11, any little boxes you might want to tick about your own personal form, be it with the ball or bat, you want to get that sorted before a knockout game comes along.
Gautam, you are an authority on colours and what colours do to life. What's it about the colour yellow and success in T20 cricket?
Pick up a run there. Oh, they're looking for 2, and it's the fumble from the fielder that allows them to do that. Jayabista had his eyes firmly on the fielder, set out, called for 2, but they were obviously waiting to see, and that was a very clear fumble from Yash Malap.
Slip in place for Bista. Pitched up, driven handsomely, squarer than he would have liked. Just a single. The Vuvuzelas are out as well on this Tuesday afternoon. Good reason to bunk office, but you've got to hope that you're not caught on the big screen.
Yeah, we had a couple of girls who were caught in camera yesterday. Looked very embarrassed. They were definitely bunking something. Not sure if it was school, college, or work.
The twin sister story doesn't cut it these days, does it? After Amol Palekar's struggles in that film, Golmaal.
When you thought we were talking about friends of yours, you have to bring Bollywood back in here.
Amol Palekar, not my generation for sure. We'll check if Milind Rege agrees to be considered. Oh, nice Slightly uppish. In the right direction. 4 more. To Harsh this time. Tanks it away, Harsh.
Stop it. But a good shot nonetheless. Yeah, you could see the full flourish of the bat. Look where it finished up at the end. What's that? Oh. Aggressive player, and that's what we see in terms of T20 openers. They've got starts in this tournament. The only difference is Jai Bista at the other end hasn't gone on for a big one. There's that flourish again. Even for a single down to fine leg, you could see his trademark flourish, almost like wielding a sword. There you go.
We were talking about colours a little while ago. This team in purple hasn't hit a purple patch yet, so clearly it's what you do on the field, not the paraphernalia around the team and the team's kit.
Good change of pace to finish the over at 16 without loss. Dhumal continues.
Aditya.
Too late to make your changes to your Dream 11 team, Uncle.
No, he's making his team for the next game. He's well ahead of us. Well ahead of us. Oh, he's making a call now. Never mind. Got a slip in place now. Trying to put pressure. Knowing that Supersonics have tended to lose wickets in this power play despite a good start. Yeah, that's the record for the Namo Bandra Blasters. That one victory, that too was a last gasp victory. As Manish said, surviving the onslaught from Shivam Dubey when it looked like he was going to run away with it, and that would have been 3 out of 3 losses for them. Shreyas Iyer's team are still alive and well. Dhumal's been excellent in this tournament so far.
Gautam, do you fancy some left-arm spin bowling? Because there's always an opportunity for that breed in this tournament.
Yeah, it's like having a beard to get into the Indian team.
Big shot coming, guys. Big shot
Poor
coming.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Oh, that's going to be very close. That is going to be close. The umpire not interested. It was not just the appeal that was so confident. To the naked eye, it looked as if it was well worth a shout. Was it the angle? Probably just missing leg, but I'm not sure that that was the worst shout in the world.
Certainly sow seeds of doubt. This time, dismissing any doubt whatsoever. Nice clean hit, straight bag, lovely result. He'll feel good after that.
If it was timed any better, it was coming straight into the commentary box. Manish had his hands cupped and ready. There you can see that's us at the back. But it just died on us, but went over the ropes for maximum. Early signs of trouble for the Bandra Blasters. It's the blasting happening from the opposition.
Swept away. There is no fielder. Some work for the umpire. 4 more to end the over. 3 gone, 27 got lost.
Yes, the Yellow Army are out in force. The new bowler coming in, Kash Kothari, also been one of the leading lights with ball in hand. And guess what? Slow left arm. One member of that 11 that Manish keeps talking about. And that's another trademark Jay Bista shot. But Harsh Dunk has been in awesome form. The previous game, after hitting the previous over rather, after that 6, this was just pure placement. He knew there was no one inside that power play. There was a long off and a deep mid wicket.
What, some creativity then. Perhaps a touch too early. Bista not among the runs. He'll be well advised to, well, prefer the more traditional route. Conventional route, that is.
Oh. That was beautiful. Just lured him in. Almost as if the ball was on a string. Had to wait it, and then it turned. That's the variety that Kash Kothari has demonstrated, match after match.
This time, walking slightly across outside the off stump, finding that angle and the placement as well. Sab kuch plan ke mutabik, as they say.
He's tried everything. It was the wrong plan, the first delivery, going for that almighty reverse. This time around, the conventional sweep. Perfect placement, that's all you need, along the ground for 4. Glad Charu Sharma wasn't in the commentary box when he played that earlier shot. He would have been most upset with anyone trying to go against convention when you don't need to. We all agree, but he's much more vocal about it.
Got the vocabulary to express it in a million different ways.
I think Jay Bista himself has got the message, but you can still see he's played all of 16 deliveries, just got the 15 on the board. So it's been a decent start, but not yet running away from the opposition. A good single to finish 32 after 4. .32 without loss. It's been Harsh Dunk who's been leading the yellow charge this afternoon. They've got plenty of support here. But let's remind you that while all the teams are well supported, you have to say, in a sense, this is the local team because we're in the heart of South Bombay, and that's why they're called the Sobo Supersonics.
Well, those fan jerseys have the words #Super Sabse Upar imprinted, and I've been told that happened 3 or 4 days before the T20 Mumbai started. The kind of confidence they have in this side. Oh, full toss. Never going to be in control. Talking about the Supersonics and their success so far in this tournament. 3 wins in 3 games. But as you often say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish that will count. And very often we in cricket media tend to talk about the law of averages. I wonder if that'll catch up with him.
Well, there's confirmation. 3 out of 3. And if there is such a thing as a law of averages, then Shreyas Iyer should be feeling very happy right now.
Well, a lot of Game of Thrones fans are saying you got to end your campaign better than the season finale.
Well. And if he was just a little bit distracted by that, I have to say I ignored that question because that's not one of the series that tickles my fancy.
It's all about the throne, isn't it? The T20 throne here in T20 Mumbai.
Much better, much better. But again, we've seen some confident stroke play, but look at that movement, that late movement from Malap.
Lovely upright seam as well. This looks prettier on the replay. No slip in place. Third man, fine leg inside. This time goes for it. This full-blooded shot. Opens his arms. Offers the full blade. She's happy.
Oh, they all love it in yellow here in South Bombay. The Sobo Supersonics up and running, and that would have to be the sweetest shot of the afternoon so far. He was beaten the previous delivery. There was movement here again, but this time he compensated slightly away from his body, but nonetheless found the gap. We're inside the power play. There's no protection out there.
It's a shot that Sehwag helped on a lot of acceptability for. Forget about the left foot. As long as I can connect well and give you the result, doesn't matter. Oh, this time picks it up. There is a fielder. Got him! For a moment, I thought he would drop it, but Pawar at the boundary. Ended it well against the run of play. Hashtag the man, the danger man goes. The first strike for the Namo Bandra Blasters.
He's walking very slowly. I wonder if they want to check the catch. I'm not sure they do. He hasn't moved yet. So I guess the umpires are having a look to just see if the catch was absolutely clean. It was. We said it was Prasad Pawar. And I reckon after having a look at that, the third umpire will confirm that the man in yellow should keep walking towards the yellow dugout. But they want to have another look. We're told that the soft signal is out. And here's one more look at that. I think the reason they're looking at it is because, just as we thought, he had not judged it perfectly. But the end result, as you said a couple of balls ago, it's not how he started or how he looked. It's the end result that it's safely pouched under the fingers. Well done by Prasad Pawar. Just a bit of drama. And just a bit of false hope for Hashtank. And a quick look at one more time. I think third umpire is not convinced yet.
Generally, when the third umpire looks at a lot of replays, we tend to think the benefit of doubt will go to the batsman, but in this case, I think he's got to go.
The other reason being the soft signal was out. So the third umpire needs to have clear evidence that the ball has actually hit the ground, and on the evidence of what we've seen, there wasn't any, so out comes the red Skoda.
So Hashtag, after a few fireworks, 20 of 10, 3 boundaries and a 6, will go back and cool his heels in the dugout. The Supersonics 37 for 1.
New man is Dhrumil Matkar, but it's Jay Bista on strike. The batsman had crossed, and it's going to be a boundary for the captain of the Sobo Supersonics. This is the kind of start he's got throughout the tournament. He's got to 15, he's got to 20. Now he'll have to tell himself he's lost his partner who was looking so good.
Well, this man of Nepalese origin, there was a certain minty freshness like there is in the mountains. That shot from Jay Bista, I could watch that replay all day long.
Change of pace from Malak. But what clever placement from Jay Bista. Is he going to get 4 from that? Oh, he's very nearly did. They're charging back for the 3rd run. But I wonder if the umpire will want to have a look at that excellent effort in the field. Prasad Pawar again, the man who took that catch, is the focus. Again, his foot was touching earlier, and I reckon that's 4. I reckon that's 4 because his foot is in contact with the boundary skirting at the time he pushes the ball back. So while it's an excellent effort, it may just be in vain, but the decision is not ours. We are just giving our opinion. The final verdict lies in the hand of the 3rd umpire, who's come in to call for the 2nd time this over, and it's the same fielder again, Prasad Pawar. The last time around, it was in his favour. This time, I think it's going to be 4.
Touch and go, shall we say?
Just go, it's 4. No touch.
Touch and 4.
No, actually, it's touch, therefore it's 4.
Touch and 4, yeah.
Just waiting for confirmation, and that is in fact confirmation that that extra run will be added to the Supersonics, making it 45 for 1 after 5.
Bash Coco. Running left arm down to you.
So Sobo Supersonics 45 for 1 after the first 5 overs. We're in the final power play over right now. Where Bista going strong for Sobo Supersonics. So far it's been good start for Sobo. Rumil Matkar, new man in. Runs and over so far. It's up a quick single, sharp single there. No damage done as Charu Sharma joins us in the commentary box. Welcome, Charu.
Thanks, Chandresh. Not bad, still in power play, 46. That 1 wicket will hurt, and it was pretty splendidly struck. Great pickup. The fielder misjudged it, Prasad Pawar, and finally had to drop forward, almost dive forward, and caught it in his fingertips. So we'll have to say a shade lucky Pawar, but that should have been taken a lot easier. Harshchank was going along so well, 20 from 10. A big 6 and a 4, and Jay Bista will be sad to lose him.
Yes, they had put up a good start. It's now down to Jay Bista to further this innings. All sorts of fans here, the Yellow Army, Sobo Supersonics.
Yeah, they've been fabulous with their support all the way through the tournament, and maybe that has something to do with the fact that they won 3 out of 3. Are we going to expect a big one from Jay Bista today? That's the big thing for Sobo Supersonics. Of course, Parag has done very well for them with the bat. He's to come later. Drumel comes in, and I just wonder if it should have been Parag, who is obviously in much better form. But they've elected to save Parag for number 4, I suppose, but time's running out.
Yes, sometimes the strategy of the teams in this tournament has been a bit baffling in terms of holding back batsmen. Sujit Nayak being held back by his side at times, Shivam Dubey being held back by his side at times. So it's been a bit baffling, the strategy of the sides. Just that one quietly.
I think Karsh Kothari's done a fantastic job. Just 3 from that over in power play. 6 gone, 48 for 1.
So Karsh Kothari, that's a confirmation of the popularity of Karsh in this tournament so far. He's topping the charts as far as the Dream 11 top picks at 91.27. He's doing better than the likes of Sujit Nayak and Shreyas Iyer. So current form matters when it comes to picking a fantasy side, doesn't it?
Yeah, well chosen, because even today he's done extremely well. 2 overs, 8 runs, and the batsmen are giving him a lot of respect. Tall, lefty, orthodox, lands it on the spot very often, as they all do. Yeah, that was always going to happen if you commit to the run. Jay Bista spotted that immediately. Well run.
Yes, Jay Bista has looked very busy. Very quick to call for that single, and his partner Drumil equal to the task. They need to keep the scoreboard ticking because this is the dull phase in this T20 match. These middle overs going to determine how much they end up with.
Yeah, the field is spread. We have 3 men on the boundary on the leg side, long on, deep square and deep fine. So is there a short ball coming? No.
Well fielded off his own bowling. And now the field's spread out. Lot more on offer for the batsman. A lot of open spaces on the leg side. Packed offside field. Bista is eyeing the leg side. Vacant space there for him to pick up more than a single.
You know, on this pitch, there have been many more runs scored than the other. And no surprises, the spinners have taken many more wickets, thanks to the collection that we have. 46 for the spinners, or slow should we say, and 39 for the faster bowlers. So there it is again. I think the groundsmen have done a fantastic job to keep it well bound. So it's still not disintegrating, but obviously very difficult for the likes of Date to try and get more out of it.
Yes, as long as he's just giving us single or 2 here and there, Shreyas Iyer will be happy with the kind of returns he gets from him.
He maintained a very good line this over. For the left-hander, just outside off, and for the right-hander as well, he's bowled very well, Date. No wonder it's only 3. But of course, also the batsmen know that there's no sense going for the big aerial shot now. Plenty of cover on the boundary line. And I think Date wants a bit of a change. Shreyas Iyer at mid-off, is he supporting that change? Not yet. There's always a bit of shoving and pushing between the bowlers and the captain.
Yes, was looking for that gap on the leg side, but mistimed the shot completely. But even now, the going rate at which Supersonics are going, 170 looks like a plausible target, and that's the target they would have in mind, rather than the 200-run mark, which would require a humongous effort from the late order.
Well, I think he did mention at the toss that he would be happy with 155-60, and Shreyas Iyer said we'll be happy to chase 140. And Bista walks. Date gets reward for bending his back. Bista will be sorely disappointed. I suppose you can argue that there was an opportunity for the big hook, even though there was a deep fine. It was only the glove. And Bista's relatively poor run in this tournament, sadly for him, continues.
Yes, Bista was keen to keep the scoring rate going. And Date, smart bowling there, and very easy catch for the wicket-keeper. Bista walking back, dejected. Wasting a good start. He's gone for 27. So both Supersonics are 51 for 2. Sobo Supersonics are on 51 for 2 after 7 overs. And just to fall was Jai Bista, the captain. Gone for 27 of 27 deliveries. Wicket falling at the wrong time for Sobo Supersonics. And new man in is Parag Khanapurkar. 146 runs in the tournament so far. A strike rate of 140. But need a lot more. Shreyas Iyer coming on for a ball. It's quite a surprise.
It was actually a pretty competent off-spinner. And with the lefty there, 2 lefties, matter of fact. I think he fancies his chances. Conventional wisdom, of course, would indicate that the ball is going across the face of the bat for the lefties with an off-spinner. So, good move. I think he's done that in a couple of matches earlier as well. But what a shame from the Sobo Supersonics point of view that their openers, after doing all the hard work, back in the pavilion.
Pushing for 2 there. Quick call, but no damage done.
I'll have to amend that quickly, because Shreyas Iyer is going through his leggies, and I just wonder, because if he has, unless he has a good disguised wrong un, lefties could take him for plenty. Of course, the field is spread out, so there's a long on, a deep mid-wicket, more towards a deep square, so a big gap there. And a long leg who's sort of halfway between the 30-yard circle and the boundary, perhaps for the sweep.
Probably the uppish sweep. One down the ground. Shows a lot of confidence in himself to bring himself on at this stage. With the main batsman for Sobo Supersonics dismissed. Shreyas Iyer fancies himself against middle order of Sobo Supersonics. So interesting time here for Shreyas Iyer to bring himself on. Not been a bad over so far. It's 3 runs off the bat.
And just singles, so they've been properly watched for. That's up to Parag here. Nice big loop there, and well, that should have been fielded. Nice diving effort by Karsh.
There's something that Karsh can't do today, and that's field properly.
Well, it was a very good dive there. I think he just dived a little too soon. The ball got away.
Waited, and finally dot ball. 55 for 2 after 8. So the Atul Project's run graph doesn't look so promising right now after the fall of those 2 wickets of the openers. Sobo Supersonics are on 55 for 2 after 8 overs. There's a change in bowling at the far end. Sujit Nayak comes on to bowl with his left arm spin. Double change, spin at both ends for the Sobo Supersonics to deal with. Nikhil Date, after a successful previous over, taken off. Straight down the ground. Very good shot there by Dromel. Greet Sujit Nayak at the crease with the boundary.
Parag actually, but that's his class. That opening delivery, and right in the slot, half volley. Parag's eyes must have lit up and said, well, I've just come in here, but I'm not going to miss out. And straight through, lovely flow of the blade. And he might have wanted to play the same shot again, but decided to be inventive. And get an easy 2.
He's just got a bit confused there between Drumel and Parag, but Parag's getting into the act now slowly. Parag Khanapurkar. Just straight down the ground. Nice flow of the bat, and it's full value for the shot. No chance for the fielder there.
It shows again and again The timing is such a key. A lot of the batsmen tend to use a lot of strength, lose their sense of timing. That's when you tend to hole out usually.
It's just the kind of over that Supersonics needed at this stage after the fall of their captain. Kind of the release over for them.
We've consistently seen that in the first 10 overs, teams around 75, 80 or sometimes even less. But the last 10 overs, as we know, traditionally tend to yield a lot more. If you have wickets in hand, and that might drop safely. Very lucky.
Yes, very, very lucky there, Drumil. They have identified Sujit Nayak as the bowler to go after. And almost gifting wicket there.
Well, Sujit's been too full this over. And I'm a little lucky that Drumil didn't quite connect well. He does this time. Could be taken, though. No, he just couldn't time it. I wonder what was the call there. Parag Khanapurkar deciding to bust the bowling. I did say that Sujit Nayak was bowling it nice and full. I suppose that shot was on offer, but it was maybe a touch too soon for Parag. Couldn't find the timing.
Yes, completely awry with his timing there. And fielder there. It's going back a bit and easy catch. Parag Khanapurkar showed some glimpses of some aggression, but Shridip Mangela catches him on the boundary. He goes for 9, 63 for 3. .63 for 3 after 8.5 overs. Sobo Supersonics appearing to lose their way here. Parag Khanapurkar, the last man to fall. And after a decent start, Sobo Supersonics needed a bit more from the middle order. So far, haunting. Randhawa, just Japjit Randhawa is new man in. Watchful. End of 9, 63 for 3. Shreyas Iyer coming on for his second over. Sobo Supersonics on 63 for 3. Close call, but the batsmen still go through for a single. Misfield there.
Well, here's the wicket again. Parag either not giving it 100% or just trusting his timing, which didn't, unfortunately, work out for him. Relatively simple catch running to his left, Shridip Mangela. And Sobo Supersonics have very quickly lost the momentum here. 3 top order wickets gone, not too many runs on the board. They're closing in on the halfway mark, so maybe that 160-65 is looking a little difficult for me right now. Randhawa, of course, in the team for the first time, slightly unknown commodity in this tournament. Shreyas Iyer will be looking forward to pick up another wicket here. Wrong on.
Wide call there by the umpire. Been very watchful against Shreyas Iyer for some reason. And prepared to take their chances against Sujit Nayak. Touching forward, no run taken. All these dot balls are going to add to the pressure.
Well, he's bowled fabulously in his second over. Has given only 6 so far, the skipper. Oh, fired it in. And Randhawa spotted it a little late. But to his credit, came down quickly enough with the bat.
Shreyas Iyer showing that can be a smart bowler as well. Plays that on sweep, down the ground. And boundary. Just when you thought that Shreyas Iyer was bowling a quiet spell here, Japjit Randhawa making the most of a ball down the leg side and plays a nice sweep shot and gets a boundary. Much needed boundary.
Well, he played a pretty efficient lap there. And of course, Iyer's fault for bowling down leg. He already had a wide earlier in this over. So got to get your line right. And Namo has this sort of, should we say, in mountaineering we'll call it a false summit, but he threatens to go, then gets set and then hits again. So there's a little lull before the storm in his shots. I've seen several batsmen do that, sort of a threaten and then actually play.
Appears busy. Cuts that one. Oh, misfield. And fielder covering up there in the sweeper. Just a single. That's the end of over number 10, 71 for 3.
Live scores, news,
Team preview.
match predictions.
Fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
So after the drinks break, resuming the game exactly at the halfway stage. 10 overs bowled. Sobo Supersonics are 71 for the loss of 3 wickets. The first wicket to fall was Harsh Tank, nicely taken there by Prasad Pawar. Then it was the captain Jai Pista going for that pull shot, gloving that to the wicketkeeper, and then that shot he tried to clear that over long on was Parag Khanapurkar. But good catch there by Shridip Mangela. So those are 3 wickets to fall. 10 overs bowled, 71 for the loss of 3 wickets. The scoreboard reads as Sujit Naik gets ready to bowl. Flighted delivery in the air, and that's gone. A wicket there. Karsh Kothari, the fielder there at short third man, as we welcome in the commentators box for Mumbai captain Milind Rege. What a start this.
Yeah, I think Shreyas Iyer, the captain, has read the wicket extremely well. Let's have a look at that wicket. Innocuous delivery, went for a shot, took the outer edge, and a very good catch at point. But they've really dented the Supersonics.
Yes, dented the Supersonics. Drumil Matkar out on 9, so Supersonics 71 for 4.
come round, 5 to go.
71 for 4. Sujit Naik picking up his second wicket. And Milind Sujit bowling really well with the flight, good control as well.
Yeah, he's quite a steady bowler, Sujit Naik. But the point is that the opinion between the two captains is so different, isn't it? Slow turn, bowling slow left arm spin. And coming back to Iyer, Yogesh Takavale, 96 runs. Not such a great strike rate, really. He's been around for some time. But coming back to Sujit Naik, Shreyas Iyer is using the pitch beautifully. He knows that there's moisture in the pitch. He knows that the slower you bowl, it is better. And Sujit Naik is doing everything that he can. See, he's got a slow left arm spin. The ball just didn't come up to him. He drove it with his head up in the air. There you see. Slashed it to, and a brilliant catch there.
Oh yes, a brilliant catch there. Good feeling that we've seen for the last couple of days. Yesterday, even the Triumph Knights did really well with their fielding. Good catches that we've seen, and that's an important aspect of T20. Milind.
Yeah, it is. And the better you field, you encourage your bowlers. This is the time that the Namo Blasters will have to tighten things, get a few wickets, get back in the game. They're already in the game. Well bowled. See the slowness of his delivery, that's important.
Oh yes, absolutely. The slowness of the delivery combined with the accuracy, the flight that he's bowling, and the pace, Milind, exactly that pace by which he's extracting the bounce, the turn that is available in this one kick, which comes down the wicket slightly upish. It's long off a single there. Randhawa keeps strike. 11 overs bowled, 73 for 4. So 73 for 4 are the men in yellow, the Sobo Supersonics. And Milind, in one team in a T20 game, 3 left-arm spinners, Aditya Dhumal, Karsh Kothari and Sujit Naik.
It's bound to be because the pitches are a bit worn out at the moment. They're about 250 overs, 240 overs bowled. That's a great shot. What a shot that was. Just give it the whack. Stepped out to it. Randhawa was waiting for that half volley and hit it with such aplomb. Wow. Real power shot. And the best place to hit those shots is straight. I've always been maintaining from day one. Because the fielders are so far apart from each other.
Oh, he's absolutely playing the weak, play straight and with the spin once again, this time adjusting his trajectory, getting that single. Karsh Kothari has impressed you, Milind, especially that wicket of Siddesh Lad that he picked up.
Yes, he has impressed all of us here in the box. He's a nice tall bowler, delivers the ball late, gives it a bit of a tweak. But the important thing is that because the sun is not so harsh today as it was on all the other days, the pitch has still retained its slight moisture. That's why Iyer is using all the left-arm spinners in the initial stage of the game.
Using them and also good field placement. There's a short extra cover, there's a slip, there's a long off. He knows that that is a chance where in the drive or while trapping the batsman in the drive, there are chances, likelihood of getting the wicket of the right-handed batsman.
Absolutely. Iyer has picked up so much of good captaincy while he had that stint at the Delhi Capitals with Ponting and Ganguly as his mentors. Look at that spin again. He's trying stepping out, slowed the pace. As a result of it, the batsman wasn't able to go through that big drive. Driving is not going to be easy on this pitch, Prasanna. Unless it dries up totally, you get the roll. After that, it'll be a good wicket to bat.
Oh yes, after that it'll be a good wicket to bat. At the moment, Sobo Supersonics are 79 for 4. They're the only team that have maintained that unbeaten streak in the Mumbai T20 League. Slightly down the leg side, stucking it around the corner to its square leg for a single there to Randhawa. These singles also important.
They must keep on rotating the stack, because if you can't hit the boundaries, don't play dot balls at this stage. Just there's enough place to knock the ball around on the onside, and both the batsmen must do that, Randhawa and Takavle.
Yes, they must look to get those singles. The power play overs are done, so the field restrictions are lifted. So widespread field. It's again nicely bowled. Taking the first run hard, that made the second run easily possible. 2 runs to finish 12 overs, 82 for 4. That's the Atul Project's run graph. One skyscraper there, 12 runs, but otherwise the spinners have kept a tight check on the run flow. Here comes Sujit Naik. Once again, so slow through the air. Oh, yes and no confusion. Maybe at the wrong end, that throw, but let's see. The square leg umpire has gone to the third umpire.
Let's have a look at that. This yes-no thing is a problem. Never in cricket, if it's there. Let's have a look at this closely. Oh, he's through. He is quite safely in. It's quite safely. The throw ballooned. It wasn't a powerful low throw, as the result of which the not out will obviously be on your screen.
There's an easy one there. It's again a short ball. That pace is so crucial on this pitch that you mentioned, Milind, and that is what a spinner needs to identify.
Sujit Naik is an experienced cricketer. He knows the pace at which he should bowl. Once again, see the slowness of that delivery. Tall man bowling it right on top at the 12 hours, allowing the ball to come slower, not pushing it. Because sometimes when you push the ball, you tend to bowl it short. And Sujit Naik is a very clever bowler. He's coming slow, he's running slow, not giving the batsman the drive, which is very difficult on this shot.
Once again, that flighted ball, and that's so nice to see, Milind, in these days of T20 cricket where you see bowlers just flat, flat, flat. Wonderful to see that loop, that flight.
Bowling well.
After a long time, I heard in T20 when you said the flighted ball.
Oh, yes, it's so nice to see, and who better than Milind Rege to talk about spin. Once again, nicely bowled. Was we taking you back to the good old days, those wonderful left-arm spinners, Milind?
Yeah, joy watching him from the slips or from the short leg position. Beautiful, great spin bowler that Mumbai has ever produced. Not probably the greatest.
Oh yes, absolutely, but Marcus comes down the wicket. Calling for two, and yes, a good early call. 2 runs there to Randhawa to finish 13 overs, 88 for 4. So Jay Bista and Harsh Tank gave a good start to the Sobo Supersonics, but after that Sujit Naik and the left-arm spinner Harsh Kothari, who's getting ready to bowl, done an excellent job. Once again, wonderful bowling. There's a long on and long off, but still, those singles are not easily available because of the accuracy that both these left-arm spinners are bowling with.
Absolutely. Karsh is also in tremendous form. Slow left arm. You can see the flight. You can see the tweak of the arm, of the fingers, I beg your pardon. Making batting a bit difficult because he's not allowing you to drive. He's not bowling it short for you to cut him at point. And the line is absolutely in the 3 stumps.
It's spin bowling or any aspect of bowling. It's all about rhythm. It's all about the momentum that you've got. And you know that sometimes that you're bowling really well. And those wickets also and the performance is a confidence booster for Karsh.
Also, in this class of cricket or this format of the game, somebody or the other has to break the shackles. He has to, otherwise, once he gets into that groove or that mental frame of mind to just get on for the singles, 2, 3, 4 overs are just over.
This maximum that a bowler can bowl is just 4 overs. Nicely fielded there by Shreyas Iyer at backward point.
Of course, Prasanna, is easier said than done from the commentary box because the wickets are not conducive at the moment. They're not bad wickets, mind you, but they're not the best of wickets to play shots.
Oh yeah, he breaks the shackles over mid-wicket for a 6. Yogesh Takavle against the spin. Trusted himself, went for that big one and pulls off that 6.
Just when I was saying he should break the shackles, he cracked it into the deep mid-wicket area, safely into the stands. Very good. That's the momentum they should continue now.
Yes, they must look to continue with that momentum. A current run rate of 6.94 that they're batting at. So projected score tells us about 138, 145 is something that they must target. Nicely cut. A single there to Yogesh Takavle. He'll keep strike. 14 overs bowled, 97 for 4. Sujit Naik getting ready to bowl the last over of his spell. What a spell that he has bowled. 3 overs, 16 runs and 2 wickets at an economy of 5.33. More than the wicket taking, what has impressed all of us here is the control, the flight that he has bowled this with. But a short ball, nicely played over the infield on the offside. Runs coming now, that also brings up the century for the Supersonics. 101 for 4.
It's a well-controlled shot. Short, very short. And hit it hard between all the 3 fielders. Terrific placement. Look at the shot. Hard. He gives it a whack, goes deep into the crease on a back foot. First ball boundary is a very good start.
Yes, even yesterday, Milind, if you remember, there was one shot that Surya Kumar Yadav played similar off the back foot, but so much of power that it went over the covers for a 6. So good shots these.
And it's not very easy, Prasanna, to hit shots to a spin bowler off the back foot, because there's where your maximum punch comes in. The foot movement is perfect, but this was a short ball, so maybe he got the extra time.
And you also have to generate a lot of power, because the spinners, the bowlers, especially in this particular match, not bowling that fast once again. Acknowledgement from Milind Rege.
He held it back. You can actually see Sujit Naik holding that ball back so that it goes to the batsman a shade slower, and that's why the little shift in timing.
Comes down the wicket, and this time connected well over long off for a 6 of the bat of Randhawa. Good batting that. Once again, the key to that, Milind, was he stepped out and foot to the pitch of the ball, extension of the arms, wonderful technique.
Oh yeah, super shot that one. Didn't play anything half-hearted. He's striking well at 127.8 now. Randhawa to about 10 runs in this over, 11 so far. Sujit Naik will probably have to slow down that pace. He's very clever. He'll do it. That's it. Oh, well bowled. Saw him coming forward and pitched it just short.
109 for 4. And that's the new Skoda Rapidonics. 6 years warranty and 4 years insurance. Lots of peace of mind, stylish and comfortable. The Skoda Rapidonics. Wonderful car to drive.
Oh, I love the color.
Lovely color there. A lot of colors on the field as well. The men in yellow. 2 runs to finish 15 overs. 1-1-1 for 4.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Not a bad looking score we thought it would be when Jaybista and Harsh Tank got going at the start, but at this stage they're sort of trying to rebuild once again that story of the middle overs, completely changing the complexion of the innings. They're scoring at 7.4, 5 more overs to go. Can they turn it on now? Japjit Randhawa and the experienced Yogesh Takable has played in the IPL as well. He's got 40 in the last 30 deliveries. And apart from Malap's 1 over that went for 13, and Dhumal, who's given away 18 of his 2. The others have had a fairly decent time, especially Nayak, 30 for 2 off his 4 overs. Charu Sharma in the commentary box.
Good afternoon, Manish. Why isn't Shreyas Iyer bowling more? He's bowled really well. Hasn't taken wickets, but he's given only 12 in his 2 overs and kept everybody pretty tentative out there. I mean, he bowled down leg a couple of times and that gave a few runs. Anyway, Malap, who gave 13 in 1, and remember, Iyer gave only 12 in 2. I must say, Randhawa hasn't really played too many false shots yet. A little bit of hesitation in the running between the wickets between these two, and once again I think we've said enough and heard enough about the fact that obviously they don't play together that often, and that understanding of running between the wickets is only developing as they go. But not bad, 25 from 20.
They do bat deep. The Supersonics, they've got Rohan Raje and Khizar Dafedar to come in next. The question is, when do they press the accelerator? When do they change gears? Say, all right, let's go after this bowler now. 16, 17. Charu, what do you reckon?
Well, yeah, I mean, you really have to have a bowling hole, as it were, somebody who's really not bowling too well. I don't see, even though Malap gave away 13 in the first over, maybe it's a little too soon for these guys to go hammer and tongs at him now. And that big onslaught really begins from the 17th. We've seen that very often. And I can understand why. 4 down, you'd want to hold on for a bit.
It's controlled very well. If you look at the ability to go big against the spinners, that may be a bit difficult, because while Kothari's bowled is 4, Dhumal's got a couple of overs left.
So just look at what we can expect. 147 if they go along at the current rate. And let's remind people what they said in the toss. Jay Bista said, well, 150-60 ought to be pretty good for us. And Shreyas Iyer said, I wouldn't want to chase more than 140, 145. So I think this is still going to be potentially a competitive total. Well, certainly now we think with that big six.
They're looking for that end over flourish. Yogesh Takable showing his experience here.
It wasn't just a beautiful pickup, turn of the wrist, and 6 over deep square. There was a fielder there, Sujit Nayak, but the batsman wasn't afraid of that, knew he would clear. Just brilliant wrist work there. Very impressive. Not easy, those shots. It's easier front of the wicket, but to turn your wrist along with it, you have to have a fabulous sense of timing.
This time shot up, pulls it away, just behind square. Consecutive big shots for the Supersonics. Takable said, all right, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, well, with that delivery that was fuller, you'd expect him to bowl slightly short of this one, but down the wrong line. And all Takable had to do was just get inside the line and help the ball along. So it's a good spell now for the Supersonics, and they race to 124. All of a sudden, I think the projected will go up to 160 now, at least in the dugout. And that's why it's very important to keep your wickets. The new guy comes in, even if there are 2-3 overs, you know, sometimes it's very difficult to get going. It becomes a 50-50 situation then.
Especially when the likes of Iyer and Eknath Kerkar haven't been among the runs. 16 gone, 124 for 4. Looks ominous for the Bandra Blasters. So a half-century partnership between Randhawa and Takable, 53 of 35. Dhumal comes in for his third over. So Charu, 17th for Dhumal, 19th as well.
I don't think so, because spinners, it can be pretty rough for spinners in the last over or two, but they've squeezed one more out of him, which is not bad. But I think the faster bowlers will definitely come back. I think Date has a couple, and I don't know about the one who bowled the last over, Malap. He may not be given another one because he went for too many. Spoiled the skipper's plans, but maybe not spinners. I just think Shreyas Iyer should be bowling. Well, it's a little late now, but should have gotten an over in earlier.
18 over from here will take them to 155, but that's gone miles up, right down the longer fielder's throat. Sridip Mangela takes the catch, and that brings the end of Takable's innings.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame Takable too much because, as we've been saying, it's time to press the accelerator. Just chose, I suppose, the wrong ball or didn't quite catch it well enough. Reasonably quickly bowled by Dhumal, and he gets his reward. Sridip Mangela very safe in that region. A good hand, though, 32 from 20. Good strike rate of 160, and it's 125 for 5.
ठीक है राव दे बरोबर है
So we did say that the Supersonics bat deep. They've got Rohan Raje in now to accompany Randhawa.
Rohan Raje, a pretty useful all-rounder for any team that he plays for. Look at that strike rate. Not too many runs, but he can really go big. Got him! Snuck through. Randhawa wanted to play down leg. Very full. Missed the line. And, another valuable wicket for the Bandra Blasters at a very good stage for them because Randhawa, having been there for a while, could have cut loose.
Randa, well, what was his stance? Was he standing on that off-end middle? Dhumal is most certainly bowling his last over, which will be the 19th. 2 wickets of this, just the single. Randhawa, the danger man, goes 125 for 6. They're falling apart, the Supersonics.
Dafedar, the new man in, played a decent hand. Oh, well, easy. Dhumal crashed into Rohan Raje in his enthusiasm to try and get that cotton bowled. But what a fine over. Just 2 from it and 2 wickets. 126 for 6.
Welcome back. The Supersonics made 2 changes to their lineup. One of them has worked so far. Randhawa scored 27. He would have liked a few more, but just played down the wrong line. Losing his leg stump to Aditya Dhumal, who now has 2 wickets to his name. Giving away 20 of his 3, 126 for 6, 3 overs to go. Will they be now be happy with 145, 150?
Perhaps. Date, of course, has plenty of overs left, so he'll be bowling 18th and the 20th, I think. And, of course, the batting side can expect quite a bit from Dafedar. Got a nice knock the previous time he was there. And Rohan Raje, who's a pretty good all-rounder. So let's go back to the 2 wickets. Randhawa walked across, exposed his leg stump, and Dhumal found it. He'll be so disappointed with that. Randhawa, having done, again, all the hard work. And then you want to reap that as a reward towards the end by hitting big. But he couldn't, so he'll be very disappointed. Still a decent outing for him for the first time in this tournament.
Free in his arms there. Couldn't quite hit it as square as he would have liked to.
Now got the outside half of the bat, so it's squirted away wide over, long off. And of course, Shreyas Iyer is there. He's taking some wonderful catches in the deep. He was so quick on the ball and such a sharp arm. I think Date is hurting because he had he collected that throw, the non-striker's end. Great to have cricketers of such skill here in T20 Mumbai.
Shreyas Iyer will remember that blooper from the last game. Under pressure, almost lost the game to the Shivaji Park Lions. Had they lost that game, it would have been pretty much curtains now. Here's an opportunity for them to restrict the Supersonics to a score that they think is chaseable, and then hope that Iyer and Eknath Kedkar find form.
Especially Iyer. But yeah, you could still look at about 150 plus here. Not too difficult, scoring at maybe 12 and over or a bit more, 2.5 overs left. Easiest catch that will be taking this tournament. Again, slower one by Tate. I suppose you had to throw your bat at it, but that was very, very disappointing.
Well, not much of a plan there, just threw his bat at it. And that looped up in the air for Dhumal, who now has a catch as well against his name. 7th wicket down, Dafedar goes for 2. Back on air then. At one stage when Randhawa and Takavle were going fairly well, we thought 160, 170 for sure, but then a flurry of wickets. They're now down to 7 wickets with 14 legitimate deliveries to go. Nice one in that Yorker zone outside the off stump. Impossible to hit.
Yeah, well, Rohan will have to shoulder the bulk of the scoring here because there it is again. Slower one. Edge went through with it, Dafedar. Disappointing from the Sobo Supersonics point of view because the last time he played, we declared him the man of the match. He took some wickets and, of course, hit some big runs towards the end. Can hit a long ball, but today, no, a little loose. Vaibhav. Yeah, well, nicely stroked away, but singles, the fielding side will give at will at this point of time. 18 gone, just 12 balls left. They're 132 for 7.
Sujit Naik at number 2 will have a chance to go top of that table. The Skoda maximum 6s later today. And they will be chasing at least 133, possibly more.
You know, the remarkable thing here, Manish, is that Sobo Supersonics have won all 3 of their matches so far, and they have nobody in the Skoda maximum 6s list. So, that's a little strange, isn't it? Means a lot of them have contributed.
Very grounded. They like playing those carpet shots.
Yeah, so I was wrong. Dhumal has been given another over. And let's see how this goes, because he's lucky, of course, that there are 2 new batsmen at the crease. So that will certainly help the bowlers. The new batsmen definitely not that well set or don't have the pace of the wicket. Haven't had time to get used to it. So this could work. But of course, if they decide to be adventurous, it could go for many.
It's also about the air in the dugout. Have they been told, make sure you play the full 20, even if it's singles? Or have they been told, listen, guys, we've got 3 and 3. Just go for it. We'll see what happens.
I don't think they've gone for it so much. But again, a low full toss missed out completely by Rohan Rajesh. So you know, the whole business about coming in and hitting big shots, not easy at all. Rohan's a very accomplished batsman. Missed it. Happy to see you kids here.
Well, they're thirsty for more. 15 balls since the last boundary. It's been a rather quiet slog over phase.
Quiet. This is disastrous. 15 balls, no boundary in the middle of the innings. Most teams will be unhappy, but they'll take it. 15 balls, no boundary at the death. This is disastrous.
The funny one, though, because they've scored 45 in the last 30, but lost 3 wickets, so.
Yeah, well, it's a little tough for the Supersonics, last 30 balls. But Dhumal trying to be clever, held his ball back, but batsman didn't move. Again, no timing to that. And do they want the 2? Oh, this, I think he might have made it because of the dive. But there was so much hesitation, and I suppose the fielders will feel that they've missed out an opportunity.
I think it was Siddharth Chitnis at the mid-wicket boundary, the number 10 there. Didn't look very convincing with the pickup, and not a good throw either. He should have perhaps aimed at the keeper. Wasn't to be. I heard the keeper in say in Marathi, Ekatsa, Ekatsa. It was just one.
Yeah, there was a hesitation, but Chitnis had committed. And it wasn't such a bad throw to the non-strikers and just the wrong end, but what a terrific dive, I've got to say. Nice and full. Couldn't get underneath it. They'll certainly take two for this. They took two the last time around. Sujit Naik running to his left.
Dhumal not very happy with Sujit Naik. Lots of chatter, so involved these players. Said, "Tere ko bol raha hu andar rahe." Should have been much straighter. It was too wide, perhaps cost him a run here.
Had to have that figured out before you bowled, Dhumal. Okay, last ball of the over. Does it go for a big one? Well, there was certainly an attempt, but they're just not finding the timing. And again, Sujit Naik decided that I'm not going to play hero. Just wait, give them a single. Very good over under the circumstances. Just 8 from it. 140 for 7. Need a big one for the Supersonics in that last over.
So then, I'd like to believe, Charu, it's going to be match on, because 140 for 7 on this track. Runs haven't looked easy, barring the first few overs where we saw Jayavistan rush tank go for it. The ball was coming on nicely. Not the case as soon as the spinners came on.
I think the big advantage once again is that the side chasing, and of course he did win the toss and elect to chase, knows that if they don't have too big a total to chase, they can just not be suicidal at the top. And we saw yesterday, although there was only 125, there was chased so easily because the chasing team kept their wits around them. And here too, if the Bandra Blasters have maybe less than 150 to chase, because I think Date will come back for that final over. And Rohan Raja is a decent bat, but Vaibhav, I don't know, 50-50. They could even end below 150. And so going back to the point about the chasing team, Shreyas Iyer and co will say, listen, we don't have to do anything spectacular. And it should be the chasing team's game.
Maybe I'm getting a bit too far ahead of myself, and this is something we should talk about in the first 5 of the Bandra Blasters innings, but Sujit Naik has got to play higher up. I'd even be tempted to look at telling him in a 3, if not open.
Well, open, I suppose Shreyas Iyer is the man to do the job there, but yeah, even 4 is not bad. It just depends when the wicket's lost. I mean, he's going to come in at number 4 with 2 overs to go, or number 4 with 18 overs to go, makes a big difference. So, yeah, also big hitters at times, you know, they're 50-50. Ball pops up in the air, you're back in the pavilion. Where's that? Up in the air, should be taken high in the sky, although he was a little away from the ball. But Chitnis comes underneath it. He had plenty of time. And Rohan Raja could not do it for his team today.
Well, that went up so high, would have pierced the clouds. Not easy to hit these full tosses. Have a look at how far high it went. Came down straight. Chitnis running to his right, just did perfectly. Rohan Raja goes for 10. The Supersonics 140 for 8.
You know, that's the thing about those high full tosses, because it takes a lot of strength to strike them straight behind the bowler. And the bat, therefore, for most people, tends to come slightly across. And when it does come across, of course, you catch it from the middle, it's a 6. But if you don't, it will pop up in the air. And, of course, 11 fielders, you know, somebody or the other will have time to get underneath it, as Chitnis did.
Rohan Raja not tall enough. Somehow reminded me of that big 6 Misbah-ul-Haq hit of Joginder Sharma in that last tour of the World T20 2007. You're taller, might you control it better. This time in the arc! And one bounce into the mid-wicket boundary. He picked that open spot to the right of that mid-wicket fielder. Welcome boundary.
Well, so who's playing the hero here? Vaibhav Mali. Well done. Picked it up really well. Not an easy shot if you come in late, and we know that his sense of timing was missing. And of course, the bowler can't have cover everywhere. I wonder if they'll play somebody there now with the horses bolted. No. Shreyas Iyer keeping his nerve. Has not sent anyone to the leg side boundary behind square. And so it's up to Date now to make sure that he does not go down leg. Short fine, and square leg also inside the circle. Got to keep it outside, off or off stump.
Tries to blast it through down the ground. Will get two. Looking for the second. No, says Vaibhav Mali.
Well, you don't want to take Shreyas Iyer's arm on. I mentioned that a few balls ago. Fabulous throw. And also his situational awareness is so good. There's no way that he was thrown at the wrong end. And he knew that should they were trying to go for the second, he would have been able to do some damage. Terrific throw. Came in at fabulous pace. So, 3 balls left.
Looking at 150 now. This time low full toss, unable to get it through to that gap. 146 a boundary from here will take them to 152 to go. Vaibhav on strike.
Again, a little disappointing. Atharde had just come in, so it's unfair to expect him to hit the big ones, but that was a low full toss and really should have been taken better toll of. Just patted that into the covers for a single. Not what you want in the final over from the batting side. Atharde has bowled reasonably well. Only 6 so far. 2 balls to go.
Well, that's carved away over backward point. There is a squarish third man fielder who will cut it off. Still no impetus in the last over.
Well, Sujit Naik has done a lot of running near the commentary box to his left, now to his right. And for a while, we thought there was such good timing on that Sujit Naik may not be able to reach it, but he did. Left a big divot there where he fell, where his knee hit the ground. He'll have to tap that down, but well done, Naik.
Trust Charu Sharma to come up with those golf expressions. Can he tee off now? Right. Wide. Will that be? Yes, it will.
I don't think that's going to hurt too much. But overall, Date has bowled well. 3 for 27 with the ball to go. Any day, any match, he will take that, the big man. He hasn't really bowled express. Used his slower ones to great effect and taken some key wickets. So, at least the 150 mark, which, as we have been saying, is going to be challenging, but not a terrific total.
Excellent delivery to end the 20. They've got to go for the second now. Nothing to lose. Quick throw in, but the batsman will cross that line safely to somehow cross the 150 mark. You're talking about 140, 145. They've got 151. Match on?
Absolutely. Shreyas Iyer was hoping for a 140, 145 chase. So he'll think that he gave about 10 runs extra. And so the Supersonics looking for about 160, 65 think that they have about 15 less. So the total somewhere right in the middle. But I do still think I would favor the chasing side. I know the Supersonics field really well. They've got a nice unit. But 150, really, you don't have to do anything special. And if Shreyas Iyer strikes, then they might find that they don't have much to do in the final few overs.
That 6-wicket partnership between Takavle and Randhawa should have done the job. They look like they'd go up to about 170 plus. It wasn't to be, and then thanks to Takavle's score of 32 of 20, they have reached 151 for 8. There it is, Randhawa and Takavle. Correction, was the 5th wicket partnership, not the 6th. That half-century partnership, the only shining light for the Supersonics with the bat.
A little disappointing that they couldn't really power on towards the end, but that's because Thumal bowled really well. 2 for 28, was given the responsibility late. Date 2, 3 for 29. Kothari wicketless today, but Naik bowled pretty well. Gautam Bhimani has one of the guests with him down at the ground.
Yes, one of the members of the batting effort, Japjit Randhawa, who's actually been part of this squad for 2 seasons, had to wait a long time to get your first game, and you obviously grabbed it in that middle order.
Yes, I'm pretty much happy that I could contribute for the team's cause, and it's always a bit pressure when you get a chance after too many games, but still I'm happy that I could handle that pressure and do my best.
But tell us about the effort before the innings started. What was the target set by Jay Bista and company? Because you came in here with 3 wins in 3 matches.
We actually go game by game, and we don't set rigid targets before the game. We, like Jay Bista and Harstang, they are both very experienced. Then we play they play the game, and they decide that how is the wicket and what could be a par score. And then we look to defend it because we got a very good bowling attack. So
But so assessing this 151, Shreyas Iyer obviously was very keen to chase. He was happy to chase anything over around 140, 150. How do you look at 151 in today's context, today's pitch?
I would have been happy if we got at least till 170 or something around that, because it looks as a decent track. But still, it's good because we got a good bowling attack and we are in that winning zone, and our bowlers are doing very well. So I hope we can defend it.
Good luck on defending and good first game outing. I'm sure you'll keep your middle order spot.
Thank you so much. Yes, surely I'll try to keep it. Thank you, sir.
Very mellow sounding. Randhawa reckons they've got 20 less, but the Bandra Blasters need to score at 7.6 to hit that 152 mark to stay in contention for the semi-finals. The T20 Mumbai continues to throw up new names.
I've heard stories of legends. Legends who changed the game forever. Of gods who rained down storms from their bats. Stories etched in gold, made from sweat, blood and tears. Today, I stand where they once stood. There are many more stories left to be told here at the MCA. I hope you're listening.
Welcome back to Namo Bandra Blasters in what is a must-win game for them, are staring at a target of 152. The bowling group has done the job. Can the batsmen finish it off for them? The Supersonics, unbeaten so far in the tournament, haven't done a thing wrong so far. Bista and Harshtang got off to a fairly spirited start and then lost their way. Randhawa Takavle threatened to take the score to 170, but they finished with 151 for 8. The bowling, good outing for the pacer Nikhil Dare, 3 of 29. Dhumal picked up a couple of wickets towards the end there during the slog overs under pressure. 2 wickets for Nayak as well, the most economical as well among the others. So that's how it looked like. Let's take a quick look at how it all panned out in the first innings. The Bandra Blasters won the toss and chose to bowl first and were threatened by this opening duo. The Supersonics captain Jay Bista and Harshtang. Not much help for the bowlers under the hot sun of this Tuesday afternoon in Mumbai. And then this was the first one. Harshtang very well caught on the mid-wicket boundary. Jay Bista meanwhile continued to flourish. He looked good for a big one. And then this is what happened. Jay Bista, a faint edge down the leg, and he walked. And then we didn't really see too many boundaries because Khanapurkar decided to take his time, and then when he did eventually go for the big one, he holed out at long on for not a big score. Randhawa came in, got his opportunity in the playing 11 for the first time in the T20 Mumbai. But Dhrumil Matkar was the next to go, caught at the short third man, a wicket for the big boy Nayak. At that stage, we weren't quite sure how the innings would progress, but Randhawa backed himself, buoyed by the fact that his team backed him to be a part of this 11. Then that's how the experienced Yogesh Takavle went out. And they felt they were losing their will a little bit on the run rate to up the scoring. Then straight after, Randhawa followed. 2 wickets in that over for Aditya Dhumal. And there was no coming back as Dafedar went very cheaply as well, trying to go big in the end overs. A couple of skiers there, and Rohan Raje trying to get a couple of big sixes, went out cheaply as well. The Yellow Army were hoping to see a big one, but they do have a total that they believe could be a fighting score. Shreyas Iyer was hoping to chase about 140, 145. They'd like to believe they've perhaps given 10 more. The Bandra Blasters will want to chase 152 at 7.6. We'll take a break. Back in just a bit with the Bandra Blasters chase. Welcome back. It's getting cooler at the Wankhede Stadium. Nice breeze blowing through as well, but this promises to be a hot and happening chase for the Bandra Blasters as they look for 152 to stay in contention for that semi-final spot. Need to score at 7.6 and over. I'm Manish Batavia in the commentary box, and I'm joined by Mumbai stalwart Milind Rege, who believes it's going to be a very, very interesting chase. Not going to be a blowout win or loss.
Good afternoon, Manish. Yes, I think this is the kind of runs, 152 of 120 balls, is not going to be an easy chase. As we've seen in all the games, 150, 55, perhaps another 8 runs would have made it a little easier for the fielding side. But this is not going to be an easy chase, especially if Shreyas Iyer doesn't score the runs.
Yeah, these two, the openers haven't been among the runs. No Shreyas Iyer at the top. They've sent in Shrideep Mangela. So clearly, Shreyas Iyer is holding himself back. Is that a defensive move, you think? Because you'd expect Shreyas Iyer to lead from the front in that sense, or do you think from a cricketing logic point of view this makes sense?
I think you're right. From the cricketing logic point of view, at number 3, it's perfectly fine to come. Anything lower than that wouldn't have been good for the team. But with Shreyas Iyer, Sujit Naik, all these big hitting strikers of the ball there, but this initial spells are going to be important. See, everybody started off with left-arm spinners. The faster bowlers may come when the ball is older. One will have to wait and see what the strategy is.
It's so unpredictable that it's predictable now to see left-arm spinners bowl with the new ball. A slip in place with Rumal Matka, drops it just short. Lets it go, the covers fielder. They will get 2 to get off. Yes, the batting order for the Bandra Blasters has been a talking point. We'll also find out how they look at Sujit Naik, how they want to use him, the kind of role he enjoys, the kind of responsibility the coach and the captain expect him to take on. Lots of variables to look at, but a lot depends on how Eknath Kerkar and Shrideep Mangela do in the first 6 overs.
Their 3 main batters after the openers are Shreyas Iyer, Pawar and Nikhil Patil really. And Sujit Naik has to stay there till the very end so that there are no tensions. Another 4 good batters to come still, apart from the opening pair. Even Kerkar hasn't done too well in this tournament. I'd expect him to get a few runs.
Shreyas Iyer is smiling, looking nice and relaxed. It's also courtesy the fact that it isn't as hot as it was yesterday or day before. There he is, looking nice and relaxed. A decent cloud cover over the Wankhede.
But that makes it more humid, you know, if there's no sun. I'm sure it's quite humid out there. But I think the wind blows from right to left here. That's why those big girders in the stands. But overall, it's a beautiful ground.
Wasn't the case, right? With the earlier Wankhede, there was no space for the breeze to go through.
Absolutely not. It was like an oven.
Losing his feet, Shrideep Mangela. The pressure of not chasing 170, 180 can perhaps work differently with different kinds of openers. They're thinking maybe we have time to settle in. We don't need to go 50, 55 in the first 6. We should be okay with about 30, 35. Is that what you would recommend as well?
Well, what happens with this is that there's where the momentum can also slow down.
First over up, 3 without loss.
Mali.
Outside edge, no slip in place. Lucky break for Eknath Kerkar. Now defending 150, is that a case for the Supersonics to say, listen, we've got 3 wins. We can afford the luxury of maybe a loss. Why can't they be a little more aggressive with the field setting?
Yeah, again, you can see that slight turn. Yeah, answering your question, I don't think any team wants to really relax, because what happens, Manish, is that once you get into a groove of losing a match, you know, you got to start all over again. Your confidence has to be built. Every team tries to win a game. But answering your question, yeah, it could be. They could be a little bit more complacent.
This time plays it uppishly, but it was intentional. Always in control of that shot, Kerkar. Knew where the fielder was, he knew how hard he had to hit. Blocked that left foot out and hit it so beautifully.
Oh, he's a delightful little player, Eknath Kerkar. Only thing he's got to settle down, play his shots. Sometimes he can be a little more careless. It's about time he scores, and if he's there, he'll score those quickly.
This time dropped slightly short, plays it so nicely off the back foot. No runs though, but it was good to see that he's got his footwork rhythm going.
These runs of 150 odd are very dangerous overs, because what happens is that the batsman tends to say, oh, it's only a small total, and by which time about 4 or 5 overs are gone.
Looks like Webber Mali was happy to force Kerkar to play off the back foot. Very, very strong off the front foot, Kerkar. His right-left combination. See how Webber Mali goes against Srideep Mangela. Loses his feet. Oh. End of the over, 10 without loss.
इधर ही आजा लेफ्ट पे
Left arm spin continues. Lots of it on offer. Dhrumil Matkar bowled a very tight first over. And the Supersonics believe the best way to keep the Blasters quiet in the power play is with left arm spin. The Dhrumil Matkar plus Webber Mali combo.
And they should have observed what Sujit Nayak did. Bowled slow in the air. That's better, but what a shot. Oh, beautiful shot, what a drive. Just picked the ball at the right length and allowed his bat to flow.
It's the second time he's done that. He had a similar shot in the previous over as well of Vaibhav. Again, just the right pace in that slot just outside off stump. Made it look so easy. I'm sure it's much tougher to play that shot.
Kerkar is the kind of player, Manish, who once he sees a flighted delivery, he's going to step out. He's not going to wait. He's very nimble-footed. Eknath Kerkar, captain Mumbai under 23 to a couple of wins. There you see, ball short, but the slowness of the pitch hasn't allowed him to place to square. Look at it, steps up, beautiful footwork, opens the face of his bat, hits it in the middle. He knows where the gap is.
Look at him, just walking around in the crease, trying to make room. Oh, played that off the back foot. Well done by Jay Bista. It was the captain. He's been their most impressive fielder, safe catcher as well. Have a look at him on this one.
Too keen to hit it hard. Oh, Jay Bista is a really live wire, isn't it? Simply brilliant.
Much straighter, fuller length. Prepared to Bold shot to Kerkar, clearly bowling to a certain plan. Not as effective off the back foot perhaps, but he's always at risk of bowling too short. They haven't been able to capitalize off those short deliveries yet. Let's see what Mangela does. Still to get off the mark. An opportunity to impress. Play a key role in keeping his side in contention for that semi-final spot. Will have to run hard for that single. He does get off the mark. 3 gone, 16 without loss. Spin continues with a little bit of variety then. After 2 left-arm spinners, they've gone in with Attarade. Jay Bista chose him in the playing 11 today for his off-spin bowling. Let's see if he can keep it as tight as Rumil Matkar and Vaibhav Mali. Goes big, across, and gone! Wicket straight away for the off-spinner. That shot across the line. Never looked convinced playing that shot. Srideep Mangela.
That's super captaincy. Left-hand batsman and off-spinner coming in, hitting across the line, across the spin for an easy catch at deep mid-wicket.
The first wicket gone, 16 for 1, the Bandra Blasters. So then the 2 players that the Supersonics have chosen in this 11 have done their bit. Randhawa with the bat. Attarade picks up the wicket of Mangela to bring the captain Shreyas Iyer on. Yeah. Big shot, safely played. This guy has played such risk-free cricket so far. 3rd boundary for Eknath Kerkar, always looks in control.
He'll always look for the runs, Eknath Kerkar. Go for the big ones, and that's a little juicy half volley by an off-spinner with a fielder inside the circle. There's no problem whatsoever to play that shot. Third, will have to be careful in tossing the ball. Oh, that's a beauty. Look at the shot. Look at the shot that he played. Went onto the back foot. Oh, that's a boundary. Yes, it is. He went onto the back foot, saw the room, and played that shot.
Down a slippery slope, those two. Well, the ball teased them a little bit. For a moment, they felt they can stop it. This is his first boundary off the back foot. Now proving to the world that he can play off the back foot as well. He should have stopped it. Looked so clumsy. Looks 4 to me. Looks forward to me, yes. Without doubt. Confirmation there by the umpire. Fourth boundary for Eknath Kirkar. Wicket and 2 fours of this third over. This time much straighter. Have to work it away, add a single, sign of a good player. Hit a big shot, get off the strike.
There comes the big man. Everything will rotate around Shreyas Iyer's innings. Kirkar is batting beautifully. He needs to hang on, not take any risks. But this is the crucial moment of this entire match.
Got into double figures only once so far in the 3 matches they've played so far, which was against the Arcs and Dheri. It's important that the captain stays there for a long time. 4 gone, 26 for 1. So Shreyas Iyer comes in at a time when he knows his team needs him to stay there, play a big one. The Mangela-Kirkar combination hasn't worked. Kirkar's looked good though, 4 boundaries for him in his innings of 24. Another spinner introduced. Correction, Rohan Raje comes in. Rohan Raje, 12 wickets so far. It's been expensive, didn't do much with the bat. Only 3rd man on the boundary. Wide open spaces on the offside. On the boundary line, with Iyer on strike, he's capable of piercing that field.
And he's a fierce cutter of the ball. So that kind of field, you know, except for a deep 3rd man, rather square, there's nobody on the fence, and you bowl short to him, he's going to cut you. That's the one shot you got to stop from Iyer when his innings start, really.
Flicked away nicely. Confident looking shot that by Shreyas Iyer, the captain. It is a must-win game. Very important that the captain gets into the groove. Heavily autographed helmet that. Looks like it's come from his Delhi Capitals colleagues and mates.
Heavily autographed and heavily taped with all the logos gone. I love watching him play. Once when he was playing a Mumbai game, but more after that after the ball. I'll tell you about a little story. When Mumbai was playing against Uttar Pradesh, and it was his first season, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was bowling from the pavilion end, and the first ball he stepped out to him and hit him for a 6-over extra cover, and he scored about 1,200 runs that season. Simply outstanding player.
Well, much has changed since then. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, one of the mainstays of the Indian attack. A slightly different stance. I'd like you to talk a little more about that. Shreyas Iyer, that open stance, I can understand if it's a left-arm seamer coming in over the wicket. But what do you make of this?
Yeah, these are the changes these players have made over the years. Over the years, these players have made these adjustments. See the left toe outside the leg stump facing the bowler, so that when the ball comes, they have that movement easy. You can go either on the front foot or the back foot. And in T20, did look at that. Oh, he is ready. That's why he's in a position to hook the ball, but it's come too slow off the pitch.
Also, before the ball is delivered, he's back to his normal position, isn't he? A lot like Shivnarayan Chanderpaul used to be. Before the ball's bowled, He gets into a position like a regular batsman, like the conventional stance. Nicely stroked away. No runs though, but he's looking good. He's showing those glimpses of being in good touch.
Yeah, with Chandrapal's stance, he was almost looking at the square leg umpire. So it's totally different from this one and that one. But that was an amazing stance, isn't it? I mean, how different batsmen adjust to different stance, different styles of play, different adjustments on pitches. It's really amazing.
Well, it could be a case study, because I remember watching lots and lots of replays. Before the pace bowler delivered the ball, his stance would change. If you were to freeze the picture just as the bowler is about to release the ball, Chandrapal would not look like Chandrapal. It would look like any other left-hand batsman. This time he lost it straight. These are very, very good signs for the Namo Bandra Blasters. The captain Shreyas Iyer is looking good. No boundary there, but it looked like a very, very good shot. 5-1, 29 for 1.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
.123 of 90 needed. Always going to be a fascinating run chase. All eyes will be on Shreyas Iyer, who's shown glimpses, yet to get going. So the way he finished off the previous over, at least if Manish Batavia was anything to go by, he should have got about 12 runs on that. But he certainly had us all excited, just because we're waiting for him to explode. Manish, not Manish, that's Shreyas.
Oh yes, absolutely, Gautam. Just waiting for Shreyas to explode. Nicely played. He's looking good. Even today afternoon at about 1:30, he came and he was practicing on the pitch, which was closer to the Vijay Merchant Pavilion, and he was trying to hit those big ones, just trying to middle those balls, trying to get in that rhythm, because this hasn't been the best of Mumbai T20 leagues for him.
It's a pattern we've seen in T20 leagues around the world. Shots like that almost, it's going to go over the head of the fielder and should roll to the boundary, unless it's a magnificent effort, which in this case, I reckon it is.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Nicely done, just saving a run for the team. Good commitment. Agni Chopra, the fielder there.
One of the substitute fielders for the Supersonics, number 55, Agni Chopra.
Great commitment there. Chased that ball, good slide and timely save. A run saved for the team.
It's going to be one of those run chases where a run or two could make a difference. We always say it's the old cliche game of small margins. But I think this is that kind of total, and with shots like that, there it is. Shreyas Iyer, welcome to the Wankhede.
And what a lovely sound the bat made. The moment he went on the back foot, a short arm pull in that mid-wicket area. What a lovely sound the bat made. And looking in good touch is Shreyas Iyer, capitalizing on that short ball.
One of his strengths, picking the length early. Doesn't always have to be a half tracker that he puts away. Now what does the bowler do this time? How does he respond? By pitching it up, and Shreyas wasn't going to be tempted.
Oh yes, this time he wasn't tempted. Nicely bowled. 85 balls, 115 to win. Kherkar looking good, batting on 27 and 18 balls. Shreyas Iyer has just come in to bat, batting on 9 in 11 balls. Good early call, a single there to Shreyas Iyer. He'll keep strike. The power play overs come to an end. 38 for 1.
114 of 84. It's been a quiet power play, relatively quiet power play, 38 and 6 overs. But I reckon it's been a very alert Sobo Supersonics team who know that they've perhaps were 15 or 20 runs short. We saw the fielding effort from Agnidev Chopra there, of course, very familiar figure, familiar father, Vidhu Vinod Chopra.
Yes, absolutely, Agni Chopra. And good save there. And as you said, a familiar name. And playing for the Sobo Supersonics is Agni Chopra on as a substitute. This reminds me of this innings, Shreyas Iyer, and along with him is Eknath Kirkar. Yesterday also, Surya Kumar Yadav shepherded Parikshit Walsankar, and both of them chased that target so clinically.
And we see from the strike rates here which role Shreyas Iyer is wanting to play himself, as both captain and second fiddle for the moment. Someone like Sujit Nayak still sitting in the hut waiting to come in with his explosive power. And that's what you'll get with Kerkar. Doesn't have to be explosive power, just place it to the right places, get the ones and twos. And of course, once Shreyas Iyer gets going, going to be the floodgates opening up. So much more important for the Namo Bandra Blasters, this team, as opposed to the Supersonics, who 1-3-3.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's a must-win game. The Namo Bandra Blasters looking for that win. Eknath Kirkar looking good. He's a promising young cricketer, a wicket-keeper batsman. Has done really well in age group cricket, scored truckloads of runs. Played towards square leg, tucked for a single. And if you have a look at the standings of the T20 Mumbai Group B, Sobo Supersonics top of the table, 3 matches, 3 wins. But for the Bandra Blasters in 3 matches, just 1 win, looking for this win.
Catch it.
That's up in the air, but it's right between the two fielders. He won't get, oh, he will get a 4 for it. Oh dear, it is Agnidev again. I don't think we should have been playing him up so much. If Vidhu Vinod Chopra is watching right now, look away immediately.
Yes, and that's what it is. When you feel at square leg or at backward point, you know that the ball will turn, the ball will spin. He just overran that and wasn't in the best of positions to stop that.
Well, I think if you overall count the 2 efforts, it evens out. He saved a boundary and he's conceded a boundary. He's going to be in the action again, but this time it's not him, but it's Shashank, who was fielding about 20 yards away from him, and the batsman's trying to place it in between the two of them at the end of 7, 46 for 1.
As you can see there, it's the Atul Project's run graph. There's one big over there, or a couple of ones, but what they're looking at is 106 to win in 78 balls. This partnership of 30 runs in 22 balls. Nicely flighted delivery this from Vaibhav Mali. We've seen good left-arm spin bowling all through the Mumbai T20 League, especially today. Excellent exhibition of left-arm spin bowling.
This time it's going to bisect the fielders. That is absolute perfect geometry. They tried twice in the previous over. This time he saw there was a fielder at deep extra cover, one at long off, slightly wide, but it was perfectly threaded by Kerkar on that occasion.
Oh yes, perfection personified, inside out, made some room for himself, and over the infield on the offside, exactly piercing that gap, and there was an extra cover on the boundary line. It's a long off, but no chance for them. Another boundary for Eknath Kirkar.
This time to the left of the fielder. He's going to get 4 more. That's 2 in a row. One where he bisected the field, and this time to the left of Agnidev Chopra, who's not going to get to that one. Just perfectly placed to point.
Oh yes, perfectly placed to point. The previous ball was a flighted one. This time it was a short ball and no chance for the fielder there. Agni Chopra back-to-back boundaries for Kerkar. Partnership moving on to 38 in 25 balls. Looking really good.
It's amazing, Prasanna, when the ball starts following you, it really does. And if you had to package the last few balls together, it wouldn't be 3 idiots, it would be 3 efforts, out of which he got 1 right.
Oh yes, absolutely. Once it starts following you, whether it's a good day or a bad day, it just keeps following you. There's no place to hide at all. Nine runs in this over, 2 boundaries that came off the bat of Eknath Kerkar. So it's been a good over. Nicely bowled once again, the flight, and once again when we were in stint with Milind Rege saying that that's the exact pace to bowl. Hold the ball, bowl it slow so that it gets a chance to just pitch, turn, bounce, and that's exactly what Vaibhav Mali did on that last ball.
This time again just a single, safety first from both the batsmen. End of 8, it's 57 for 1, the partnership now at 41. .57 for 1 of 8 overs, and I think it's a good time to go sideline to find out who Karishma has.
I have with me Aditya Dhumal. A narrow win for you in the previous game. Happy about that, surely?
Yeah, we were happy in the first 6 overs. We were bowling really well. We restricted them to 20 runs and 4 wickets. Took 4 wickets. So that was a good momentum for us in the third game.
And how has Shreyas been as a captain and his captaincy?
He believed in me and Karsh Kotari. So he was very happy because of Karsh playing in that game. And he believed in Date in the last over, and we won the game.
And how do you think today's chase is going?
It's going pretty well. We need 71 balls, 94, and yeah.
You've got 2 wickets, so you must be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm really happy because in the last game I bowled around 3 overs and gave away 4 runs. That was a good momentum for me also, and it gave me a good start in this match, and I'm very happy for that.
You do look happy. I mean, what do you think? I mean, we've had the batting order. I mean, what do you think it has maybe not worked a little bit in your opinion? In the batting order, what do you think may have not worked in your opinion?
Nothing. We just changed one opener in the third match. That was Shrideep Mangela, and Shreyas batted third 1 down, and it gave us momentum. So it's good.
Well, I wish you all the best and your team. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Back to you.
Well, we've had a mis-stumping while that conversation was in progress. I think they're going to be regretting that because it's been such a smooth partnership between these two. And Kerkar on that occasion.
It's missed by the wicket-keeper Yogesh Takaule. What is a wonderful ball that from Kizar Dafedar. A flighted ball invited the batsman to come down. The wicket was beaten in the flight, but the wicket-keeper Yogesh Takaule couldn't quite collect it cleanly.
Normally a very safe keeper. He had enough time to sight the ball, went under it. Perhaps, I don't know if he was deceived by the fact that the ball went under the bat as opposed to beating him outside his.
A single to finish 9 overs, 63 for 1.
First time this innings, the required rate has crossed 8. But in conventional modern T20 cricket, that's still very much acceptable, especially if you've got 9 wickets in hand. It's been just that kind of partnership that you want for this sort of a run chase. In fact, I was looking around the commentary box, Prasanna, to see where Charu Sharma is, because I felt that with this sensible approach, he might have just wandered off and gone to the dugout of the Namo Bandra Blasters and given them a earful, as he likes to do, to get them to get this sensible approach. And it's been a very Charu Sharma-like approach, this entire partnership.
Oh yes, absolutely. It has been a good partnership, this. Both of them looking good, but there was a chance to break that partnership. That stumping that went down, but not to be. Just 1 wicket down. 8.22 is the required run rate. This partnership of 47 runs and 35 balls. Deepak Shetty, very hard-working cricketer. Works really hard on his game. Practices those variations. A short ball pulled away in the gap for a boundary. A boundary with the bat of Shreyas Iyer. Good batting that.
One of those rare times he hits it in the air, but when he does, he picks his spot, he picks his delivery, and you could see it's placed to perfection. He just saw it, waited for it to come, and he knew where the field was behind square on the onside, and there was it was not even a chance of going to any of the fielders, even though Shetty might be making it look as if it was a chance. Never was.
And also the intent. Shreyas Iyer, as I said early in the afternoon, was working really hard on timing the ball, looking for those big hits. That also is an important aspect where you work hard on the game. You want to do it well for your team as the captain, leading by example.
50 partnership coming up, a dream partnership there. And it also meant that you'll have the right players to pick from in your Dream 11 team. Remember, Shreyas Iyer, this will keep getting updated because as this innings progresses, Shreyas Iyer will find his way onto this list, and maybe Yogesh Takavale after that mis-stumping will go down. But I'm not sure you always deduct points for mis-stumping, but it's runs, wickets, catches, and that's those are the players to choose from for this particular game. The real question will be, these are the points that you've earned. Who's going to be the Dream 11 game changer of the match on the field? Is it going to be Kerkar, who's batting well, or is it going to be Shreyas Iyer, the captain, to take his side home? It could even be Sujit Nayak, who could follow up his bowling performance with a bit of a cameo to finish things off. There he is, waiting to bat.
Yes, absolutely. Shreyas Iyer, Eknath Kerkar, Sujit Nayak. All those players looking to get this win. Oh, what a shot that is! Dispatched with disdain over the side screen for a towering 6 of the bat of Shreyas Iyer.
Wow. Timing was simply impeccable there. Just gives you the impression that he doesn't hit the ball that hard. Just tees off on that one. And just saw, he's got a bit of a flourish on his backlift, almost a double backlift. And that just gives him that extra bit of power, that distinctive Shreyas Iyer backlift. What's he going to follow that up with? Like a typically sensible batsman, the 6 is followed by a dot. 75 for 1 after 10. We're going to have a quick refreshment with this run chase. Very nicely poised indeed.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
$75 for 1. Namo Bandra Blasters going well so far, and chase for 151 looks to be on track. Started off well. 2 openers early on. Plenty of spin on offer. And first wicket to fall there. Thereafter, Captain Shreyas Iyer has combined very well with Shrideep Kerkar Both have been very aggressive and taken their chances against the spinners. Big shots and some very ordinary fielding as well, especially that one from Agni Chopra. Shreyas Iyer and Shrideep Kerkar. Shrideep Kerkar has been the more aggressive of the two so far in this innings. But Shreyas Iyer has shown his class. And that shot really summed up Shreyas Iyer's class. So 75 for 1 so far. Good complement of spinners, but they've all been taken for runs. The only wicket taker so far is Atarde. And Drumil, Vaibhav, Rohan Raje, Dafedar and Shetty all have shared the bowling around. .75 for 1. Shrideep Kerkar, Eknath Kerkar, beg your pardon, 46 of 30 deliveries. Shreyas Iyer giving him good company on 27 of 24. As Charu Sharma joins us in the commentary box. Good chase on here.
Yeah, we're inclined to suggest that the chasing side is in a very commanding position at this point in time, Chandresh, but things can change with wickets. And unless that happens, these two will just cruise to that 150. And we know Shreyas Iyer's capability is a class apart. And there he is again. Just swivels back. Didn't try and overhit that. Timed it well. Big gap between deep square and deep mid-wicket. And he found it with such ease. So although he was batting with a large part with a slightly low strike rate, we know that he can accelerate here at will. And 6 off the last ball of the last over, 4 now. So he means business.
He's gone. Quite easy there for Randhawa. Picks up an easy catch. Very important wicket here to fall. Shreyas Iyer, just as Charu Sharma was talking about him looking very good and picking up the momentum. Is it one straight down the throat of Randhawa?
Did he not know there was a fielder there? No, he took his hand off the bat, indicating that he was beaten for pace there. In that he didn't quite see the pace of that ball. So I said he meant business, but not business enough. Still a very good knock by the skipper. He'll be very disappointed though at not taking a side through. 31 from 26, 80 for 2.
Sujit Naik walks out to the crease with his side at 80 for 2. 72 more runs needed of 57 deliveries.
So the key here is what's the instruction to Sujit Naik, because the previous innings he played was also very circumspect. He took his time, and we all know that he can accelerate like virtually no other in T20 Mumbai. But also he injured his left shoulder while batting the last time around and just could not find timing now. I'd hate to admit this, but that's why they called it the commentator's curse. Ooh, nice ball to begin with. Dafedar and Sujit Naik can now smile because he didn't edge that, but Bista's done well to also have himself at slip. Gone in the gap. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, Bista's striking the right emotions here by bringing the slip here. Cuts that one nicely. Just a single. And Bista needed to bring in that slip over there just to add some pressure on Sujit Naik.
Yeah, because, you know, the conventional thing to say is that a low total like this can easily be chased by just pushing the ball around, and you'll always get the couple of loose deliveries to hit for boundaries. But you've got to take wickets as the side defending this total. And which is why there's extra pressure on Sujit Naik as he walks in. So perfectly legitimate. And a wicket taking over for Dafedar, 81 for 2 after 11.
For 2 after 11 overs. Sujit Naik's the new man at the crease with 1 of 2 deliveries, and Eknath Kerkar has been the more aggressive of the 4 batsmen so far on display. 47 of 32 deliveries.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bandra Blasters owe Kerkar a big one here should they go on to win, because he has shown the near perfect combination of this old cricketing cliche of caution and aggression. Every once in a while, especially over extra cover, those shots uppish but over the infield were so measured. He has been terrific today.
Still a slip on. Jay Bista has kept himself on for Sujit Naik. Good strategy there. He's just trying to put more pressure on the new man at the crease. As Atarde comes back. The second over.
Oh, just over the man and short mid-wicket. Now, had he been anywhere near the circle, 30 yards, that would have been a dolly. Sujit Naik, so lucky.
I guess the instructions are clear here, Charu. He is not going to die wondering.
Well, I'm sure the instructions are on the contrary. Take your time, Sujit, take your time. But that was what he thought in the slot. He went for it, but a little too early in his innings, and obviously didn't find the timing.
Eknath Kerkar continues to pick up the singles. He's just too short of his half century here. The Yellow Army enjoying themselves so far, even though their side's in a bit of a bother right now.
That they are. I think the chasing side is well ahead, and that's borne out by some figures as well. Oh, much better along the ground. He has so much strength anyway that even a gentle push can go to the boundary if there's a gap. So they are, for the moment, about 5 runs ahead, but also critically 2 wickets ahead. And those 2 wickets ahead means, at least to me, about 15-20 runs if you want to quantify what it means.
Yeah, I think Sobo Supersonics lost momentum at this very stage of their innings. And for Namo Bandra Blasters, they've been very fortunate that they've had at least one set batsman batting right through right till now. Don't want to get the commentators' curse on yet again, but so far it's been Eknath Kerkar who's held the innings together, unlike any batsman on the other side.
Just a push, and Sujit Naik very watchful, which is the correct thing to do. It was his call every moment of that push. And I think for the first time, I didn't hear the call, but I suspect I saw some player saying, wait.
Yes, punched on the ground, a single to end the over. 86 for 2 after 12. Namo Bandra Blasters need 66 more runs from 48 deliveries. And Sujit Naik's on 4. With Eknath Kerkar giving him company on 49. 87 for 2. And at this stage, they're just about 4 runs ahead of Sobo Supersonics. But more importantly, they've lost two fewer wickets. Very much, the chase is very much on.
Got to the pitch of the ball, and that will be a very well-crafted 50. Kerkar, Milind Rega was all praise for him. And his dugout appreciates what he's doing today, because as we know, the team in trouble is the Namo Bandra Blasters, and if they can get to a win here courtesy this fine knock, then I think the team will still be in contention, which is what we want. We want a close tournament here at T20 Mumbai.
Yes, we do. Eknath Kerkar all smiles here. He's been aggressive from the get-go, and he's kept the momentum on. 7 boundaries in that innings. Very, very evenly paced knock. He's kept the chase very much in control. Again, cut nicely. Picks up a single. And he's laid the foundation very nicely for someone like Sujit Nayak to come and take control.
That's not Milind Nayak, is it? No, Milind Rege? No, okay. Combination of Sujit and Milind. I think he's doing a fantastic job, because just that one false shot when he tried to go over mid-wicket, Sujit Nayak. Oh, across the line, why Kerkar? He's been playing so well, driving it forward. Yeah, I think he'll be kicking himself, saying, what did I do there? Got away, of course, luckily. But yeah, just back to Sujit Nayak, except for that one false shot, he just played along the ground for singles, knowing that Kerkar is batting well. Sujit Nayak doesn't have to, at this stage, do anything heroic. If he gets a really loose delivery, he might pounce on it. Otherwise, just push it around, take the single, maybe more.
Yes, and the asking rate's also not too stiff right now. It's 62 runs required of 43 deliveries. So he can afford to take a few balls as a sighter and let Eknath take all the shots. But I spoke too soon. Just dishes it down the throat of Long Gone. He had it all set up, but Sujit Nayak has just wasted a golden opportunity here. It was all nicely set up for him, and he missed it.
Yeah, mental error. And that was the wrong one. I don't think he caught it properly. Why that lofted drive? Maybe done it because of the slow pace off the pitch. But Supersonics will be delighted. The danger man is back in the pavilion, not having done much today. Sujit Nayak only 6 from 10 is 90 for 3.
So Namo Bandra Blasters are 90 for 3 after 13 overs. They just lost the important wicket of Sujit Nayak. And they have all to play for now, with Eknath Kerkar being joined by Prasad Pawar. Had a strike rate of around 134. Eknath Kerkar has plenty to play for. All rests on him.
Yeah, this was a mental error as Sujit Nayak. I don't think he meant to go big at all. Or did he? Because he did extend his bat a bit, but didn't catch it well at all. Didn't get to the pitch. Didn't really go for it 100%. But, well, who's that now? Kerkar? He does. And he loves that shot over extra cover. He's played it to good effect all his innings long. Which is back to that Nayak era, really. I mean, oh, the Wardwiz VIP box. Chandresh, can you get me in there?
I thought you would get me in there. Perfect place to watch the game. It's protection from Mumbai heat. Provides great service. It's got the best view at the ground today. Perfect time, actually. Would have been perfect to watch Sujit Nayak get going here from that view. Wardwiz VIP box.
When this is pulled off, it looks terrific. I think he got enough bat on it. It might go all the way. No, the fielder will win. So this is still a state where there are lots of possibilities for Bandra Blasters because Kerker is going so well. And we just saw Pawar's stats. He scored plenty of runs, scored them quickly enough. And he will now have to do what we thought Sujit Nayak may want to do, is just give Kerker a stand. So push the ball around. You'll get a loose ball anyway. You can try and get a 4 off that if you wish, but along the ground. There's no sense playing hero here, playing up in the air, maybe getting caught. No need at all.
Absolutely not. Cuts that one. The singles on offer are plenty over here, and Eknath Kerkar is aware of that particular situation. It's about whether Prasad Pawar has got the right instructions from the dressing room.
Maybe a little bit of fatigue here because it has been very hot and humid. But we hope that the players are in, or we know that the players are in very good shape. All of them hit the gyms very hard. Sometimes, well, let me not presume that they don't. I also presume that they will work very hard on their stamina. But the heat can be so sapping. Pawar. Okay, easy now. Well done, whips it. Very competent bat.
Yes, very, very competent. Singles available on the leg side, and there's just one short fine leg in. So batsmen need to be more aware. They have plenty to do, irrespective of whether it's the power play or not.
Ooh, is Kerkar getting a little tired because you know, mental errors start creeping in. Nice of him to give the charge, but he got away with it. 14 gone, 97 for 3.
So in the last few overs, we had the Namo Bandra Blasters just falling behind the asking rate and just catching up with the worm of Sobo Supersonics.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a point at the same stage. The two teams were exactly the same. 97 for 4, though, Supersonics, and Blasters 97 for 3. And they are chasing, so they know exactly how hard to go. And they have a wicket in hand. Now, I can give you a long mathematical explanation about why I believe a wicket in hand is worth about 10-15 runs. So, to me, the chasing team is well ahead on 2 counts. 1, they know their target, and 2, they're a wicket ahead.
Yes, as Drumil Matkar is back, plays that one officially. But looking for 2. But Eknath Kerkar sends back Prasad Pawar.
So that's another key now. The last thing you want, anyone wants, any time, in any match ever, is to get run out. And Prasad has to know that Kerkar has been there for a very long time, and he's going to be a lot more tired than Pawar. So Prasad Pawar better understand the difference of the freshness between the two and not force Kerkar to make an error.
Cuts that one nicely, just a single. More importantly now, Charu, we've got 24 deliveries since the last boundary. It's 4 overs without a boundary. So I think that sort of pressure is also going to start telling on Kerkar, because he would start feeling that the runs are not coming in a big way like he would have hoped for.
There we are. Is that going to be taken? No, one bounce. That long off fielder was a shade too wide. And the fielding side will be regretting it. Otherwise, it would be another easy catch. And Kerkar, I think, is losing steam. Doesn't hit the really big shot. Got away with this one.
Yes, 24 deliveries since the previous boundary. And you could sense that something was going to give. Eknath Kerkar dancing down the track and getting a boundary. He moves on to 59. The asking rates now 8.91. 49 more runs needed of 33 deliveries.
Well, I still think it's altogether too easy. Sometimes you look at the figures, 49 of 33, they sound a lot, but they only require it at 9 and over. And in the last, say, 3 or 4 overs, if you require only 9 and over, it really is for the top half of the batting order a rather easy task. Well, maybe 8, 9, 10, Jack can muff it up, but not these two, we think, if they can get there.
Pep that one nicely, looking for two, but Eknath Kerkar decides against it. 105 for 3 now. The comparison between the two sides. Now, for the first time, Supersonics have raced ahead of Namo Bandra Blasters. They were 4 runs more at this stage.
Yeah, Chandresh wouldn't call it race, but yeah, it's still pretty close. And I still favor the chasing team. And they don't need to panic. Maybe the last 2 or 3 overs, they can go big. And these two are certainly good enough for that. 5 overs to go. It could be a very interesting cliffhanger finish. 106 for 3.
For 3. 46 of 30, 9.2. I think it's set up beautifully. 7 wickets in hand. Obviously have to slightly favor the chasing side, but by no means are the Supersonics out of it, having won 3 out of 3. And, well, I wonder, when you think of that fabulous vehicle, you think of peace of mind, but it's that part of the game where it's anything but. You'd love to be driving down with the air conditioning on, down Marine Drive, which is not too far from here. But this is not quite that part of the innings, is it? Not as smooth.
Peace of mind you'll get if Kerkar hangs around. He's in good nick, stroking the ball well. Pawar is also a good striker of the ball. Oh, Ben's got a big one. Will it go all the way? No, it doesn't. Falls in. What a catch. Parag Khanapurkar taking that brilliant catch.
Well, we thought it was a fantastic catch, but it did not stick at the end. It was a fabulous effort because of the number of yards he actually covered in getting there. So full marks for what the distance he covered. Once he reached there, have a look. Oh, in and out. And we were completely, our vision was obliterated from there.
That's the game changer. Famous quote, you've dropped the, you've lost the cup. You've dropped the cup. That's the right one. But Gautam, it's not going to be easy, I can tell you. My cricketing instinct tells me it's going to go to the last over. Because Kerkar will have to play maximum strike. You cannot slog on this wicket. You got to play some decent shots.
The change in the field. It's like the captain himself is going to cow corner. Trusts himself and his ability to take the catches, because both Kerkar and Pawar have shown the inclination to go down that way. Just like that, except this is not in the air. That's been well fielded by Vaibhav Mali. It's been electric in that area around long on. Jay Bista has now gone to deep mid-wicket.
Mali, Bista, both on the fence to take those catches. He's absolutely brilliant. He moves so fast on the field, Jay Bista. Vaibhav Mali there also an outstanding cricketer.
There's Jayabista in the action, but he won't catch that one even with his speed. That's been perfectly placed there. And it's going to be a good boundary for Eknath Kelkar.
I got the feeling he hit it one-handed finally. Yes, the power, he saw it through, he's batting well, he's timing the ball well, he's read the wicket well, and that's why it's extremely important, Gautam, that he hangs around till the end.
That's all about confidence. It's all about seeing the ball well. Lots of young kids at the ground. If you're a youngster trying to look up to all these stars, don't try that at home. It's advisable to use both hands. Kept the heat on the batsman. That occasion, just a single, 115 for 3 with 4 to go.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
.37 of 24. Jayabista doing his best to try and control proceedings. But I reckon it's Yogesh Takavle who'll have to do a little bit of manoeuvring. Wonder which side the fans think they're on. The Atul Project's Fam Army have tended to be a little neutral. And certainly if they've turned up in their trademark blue, they'd be very neutral with a team in yellow playing on a team in purple. You can see over there Takavle taking up captaincy responsibility, because Jayabista, being the best fielder, has to go to those hot spots at long off, long on, deep mid wicket.
We've seen that very often, isn't it? The wicketkeeper takes the responsibility. But that's beautifully played. Is it going all the way? Yes. One of the cleanest hits in today's game. Timed it so beautifully.
Jayabista briefly was interested in that hot spot there at long on. He waited. Have a look at this. Just the flourish didn't seem as it would have taken it that far. And then just as it went over his head, he's not the tallest man in the world, but that was well hit. Would have gone over any fielder. Again, very good placement. Just have a look at this. Just a couple of balls ago, we talked about taking a hand off the bat, and young kids don't try it at home. However, if you watch something like this, please look at it, take a photograph of it, and try it as often as you like. That follows through.
Oh, absolutely superb. Sumil Matkar will have to bowl in an area where you don't go for the big swing. But this is very good cricket. A 6 followed by 2. Another one. Very good over. 10 in this one yet. And 2 balls to go.
Finish well, Matkar.
This man on your screen will have to play till the very end. He's played a beautiful innings. He's played an excellent innings today.
They'll pick up a run there. Maybe look for 2 as well. They were thinking about it. And at the end, a scramble by the Sobo Supersonics fielders. Bowler himself, actually, Dhumil Matkar.
Nicely stepped out. Diving Matkar. Was looking for 2, but the Matkar effort, they couldn't take that chance. At this stage of the innings, we don't want any run-outs.
They're in red. Are they neutral as well? Yeah, he missed out there. He missed out there, Prasad Pawar. You can see as he ambles down that he was a little frustrated with that. With 3 overs to go, 25 to get. Skoda maximum sixes. We saw yesterday Surya Kumar Yadav climb to the top, but we were expecting that Sujit Nayak, especially given that number 4 position, would have taken it right back from Surya Kumar Yadav. But it was disappointing for the Namo Bandra Blasters that when he did finally go for that big hit, it was straight down the throat of long on, and it's given the team in yellow a little bit of hope, having got rid of Sujit Nayak. But a wonderful partnership formed here after his departure for the 4th wicket rather, between Prasad Pawar and Eknath Kerkar, who's held this innings together. 37 of 24 between these two, and now it's up to them to take it home. But with 25 of 18, just a glimmer, you'd have to say, for the fielding side.
Yeah, the match seems to be going the Blasters' way. But they've planned out a very good innings. They haven't taken any risks. They've driven the ball well along the ground. And it seems to me that they're closer, inching closer. But you never know in the game. You never know in T20. 2 quick wickets and things can change.
Familiar number 33 of Rohan Raje comes into the attack. So often their go-to bowler at the end of the innings. An old workhorse is he, Rohan Raje. Just bowling his 2nd over. So his spell is likely to be that one in the power play and then bowling 18 and 20.
This has been a very, very good innings from Eknath Kerkar. And I expected him to do that because he is that kind of a player. Oh, what a shot. Will it go in the hands? No, just stops a bit short of Bista. He need not play those shots. No fancy shots. Lay down the line. You're almost on reaching a win. If you get out, your team is going to be in desperate trouble.
I reckon that's the chat between the two batsmen. Just trying to have the non-striker play a role by saying, calm down. We got away with that one. Got their best fielder out there in Jai Bista. Let's see what the reaction will be now. They've had a chat, the batsman. And he's promptly hit it in the air, except he's found the right place to do it. Away from all the fielders, backward of point, all the way for 6. What an unusual shot, but effective.
Oh, they're happy. Oh, what a shot that was. Opened the face of his bat, went down on his knees and gave it the direction. It's amazing the kind of shots that are played, especially in this position, towards point and 3rd man. Oh, that's a crucial 6. So 17 of 15. I think the game is in their reach now.
That shot might just have sealed it. This time not looking to come back for a 2nd. I don't think Rohan Raje was impressed at all with that effort. Just saw the previous one that fell short of Jai Bista. We've had a catch put down in the previous over. And now that one goes for 6. That equation now is going even further and further away from the only unbeaten team in the tournament. So we're going to see that change today.
I was wondering, how they lost the previous 2 games, because this is one of the better batting sides. They've got batting right up to number 8. Oh, once again, he goes for the big one. Is it going to be out? Yes. Terrible shot at this stage of the game. I was just saying that he should hang on, but he went for that big one. He went for glory.
And it was Jai Bista waiting. Remember, he changed the field 2 overs ago, put himself in the place where he was expecting the batsman to hit, and Eknath Kerkar didn't learn his lesson. The previous over it fell short. This time Bista said, it's mine, bounced it. And has he initiated just a little twist in the tail? 136 for 4. Well, a wicket at a time when the Blasters really didn't want it. They had a sight of the finish line as they were coming round the bend. One of the two batsmen decided to drop off. And it was the man who was anchoring the innings, Eknath Kerkar, having lost Mangela, Shreyas Iyer, the captain, and Sujit Nair, the big hitter. It was that partnership that kept things going. But now, things could be very different. 46 was the partnership. Now the batsman crossed, so it's going to be Prasad Pawar on strike. Can Rohan Raje strike a double blow? No, he can't. It's a boundary. Imagine if that had gone to hand. For the second time in the over, we have runs backward a point, and at the end of 18, it's 140 for 4. Finish line truly inside. Runner ball required. Clever shot on this occasion from Prasad Pawar.
Yeah, short outside the off stump. Gave it the entire works. Terrible over this one. 13 runs at a crucial stage.
Yeah, he'd bowled his first over for just 3, had Rohan Raje. Kept it quiet. Was given responsibility at the time of the innings when it was running away, and it's continued to run away. Runner ball required. And I think from the Blasters' point of view, while they don't want to panic, but they don't want to either take it too deep into the last over either. Just leave themselves 3 or 4 to finish in the last over. Because if you can have a good 19th over from the Supersonics' point of view, maybe 4 or 5, no, it's asking for a lot. 6 or 7 of the last could still cause a few flutters. Wickets are the order of the day.
Nikhil Patil is a good player, has played for Mumbai at number 3 or 4. Good middle order batsman. But you never know, the pressures, 2-3 good balls, dot balls.
And also this season, the Blasters just haven't had that winning habit. The one game they did win was a game they sort of struggled to win. And this was the match, the point that could have been a turning point. But certainly, despite that dismissal, Eknath Kerkar has been a Dream 11 game changer. Certainly has with that knock. And he's gone! Could that be the Dream 11 game changer? Look at the reaction. Prasad Pawar hit it really hard, but what a smart catch. Wow.
Wow, suddenly the door opens a little bit. 2 wickets, a wicket in this over of 2 balls. Drove it hard, but look at that catch. A really reflex action catch. He is delighted.
Kanapurkar takes the wicket. Prasad Pawar gone for 31. This is the double blow we talked about. 141 for 5. New man walking in, and have 2 new players in there to try and finish things off. And this is exactly what we're talking about. No matter what the platform that's been laid, these new men are going to be starting from scratch. Aditya Dhumal walks in, picked up a couple of wickets, but it's a very different stage for him now to finish things off.
Suddenly, Gautam, there seems to be a little bit of pressure now. And that's exactly what batsman who was set should be avoiding. Now, both the batsmen just come to the crease. Another 2 dot balls can do a lot of harm.
Yeah, we know he can bat for sure in that run chase against Mumbai North Panthers, which they fell short. He still showed that he was able to hit a few because they had lost 5 wickets in a heap that day. Yes, it's a wide. Could see the thinking from the bowler. What a catch. Reflex, yes, you might say, but he kept his eyes on the ball. Been their star with the bat. That's in the air. Just in space. Getting interesting.
These are absolutely unnecessary pressures. suddenly you start becoming stiff. Your hands start becoming, hard. You never know what can happen. Another wicket here. Probably the field placing is excellent. 3 people very close to the bat, avoiding that single. Short delivery.
Just when it looked like things were running away, it's actually, you have to say, in all this confusion, we haven't mentioned Jai Bista's contribution as having made this brave bowling change. Kanapurkar, obviously not a regular bowler, and he's bowling his first over in the 19th, and he picks up a wicket.
Yeah, Jai Bista has this great ability to lead sides. Very clever. Go for the big one. Has he gone for the big one?
Oh, is it going to go for 4? That's cruel. That is so cruel after that effort.
Things can be cruel. It was a terrific effort. He went for the big one. Tried to hit it straight, but slightly towards mid-off. Almost made that catch. And then it goes to the boundary. Oh, that's another great effort.
Just imagine how different things could have been. It's now 6 of 7, but it could have been 10 of 7 with 4 wickets in hand. Wow. Now 4 of 7. That's inexperience now. He's taken the wicket, but that's what a regular bowler might not have done.
Hands clam up, fingers clam up, pressures. For a leg spinner is worse. Coming closer to the target now. 3 of 7 balls.
Gone, given. I'm not sure that was absolutely accurate, because if the ball was turning, it could have missed the leg stump, but doesn't matter what we think. The umpire's given it, and it's going to go down to the last over. Just adding to the drama here.
Pitch is on the mat. I think that is plumb in front. Absolutely super decision from the umpire. The ball straightened when it pitched.
Dhumal goes for 5 of 3. He's got that crucial boundary. Kanapurkar, 2 wickets in the over. 149 for 6. Have a look at those bowling figures. 2 for 9 of just 1 over, and his first over was the 19th. Always wonder with situations like that, why wasn't he bowling earlier? But it's one of those where it's pulling something out of the hat from Jai Bista. Question is he going to go back to basics with the final over of the innings?
That's a flipper, I think, really. Just hastened onto him and plumb in front. That would have hit it to the middle and leg. There's no doubt about that. Great decision from the umpire. This isn't. Why would they want to make it so interesting, isn't it? Some bad shots, a very bad shot played by Eknath Kerkar. He was, and Bista's captaincy has been absolutely spot on.
Well, I guess crowds like a cliffhanger, so that's why. Playing to the galleries. Oh, very nearly. Not the greatest delivery, but he nearly hit it down short mid-wicket's throat. How far away was that from being a catch? There's 2 needed now, 5 deliveries, all in the hands of Deepak Shetty, who's bowled decently. But I think they'll breathe a sigh of relief. For the second time, they're going to snatch something in the last over in 48 hours.
This win is a must for the Blasters to stay in the hunt in the tournament. Quite close, 2 runs off 5 balls. It's not a difficult task unless they do something stupid.
Or they want to finish it in this ball. And they have. Good running there. Why make it any more interesting than they have with 4 deliveries to spare. The Namo Bandra Blasters have got their second victory at T20 Mumbai 2019. They didn't have a great start to the tournament, but they came back with a cliffhanger a couple of nights ago against the Shivaji Park Lions, and today they've lorded over the only team in this tournament who had not lost a game till tonight, the Sobo Supersonics. 152 for 6. Shreyas Iyer won the toss, decided to chase, and his decision proving worthy in the end.
So Blasters, by winning this match, stay in the hunt.
Disappointment for Jay Bista, but nonetheless his team are still doing extremely well. They've won 3 out of 4 now. That's the run chase. You can see a few wickets lost in the end. 2 in 1 over to the change bowling of the leg spin of Parag Khanapurkar, getting rid of Prasad Pawar and Dhumal. But it was just adding to the drama at the end rather than changing the fortunes. It was that partnership of 64 of 43 that set them on their way, and then the acceleration came from Eknath Kerkar and Prasad Pawar, 46 of 29. The final equation at the end, after we look at the bowling figures, 2 for 9, the surprise package. At the end, Tafidar bowled well, 7 dot balls, is 2 for 23. But really they needed somebody to be more piercing than that if they had to chase down a total that we felt was about 20 or 30 runs short when they batted. Just having a quick look at the highlights of the innings so far. A good start from the openers, and then that first wicket came. Shreyas Iyer came to the crease. Mangela was the first to go. And then Eknath Kerkar and Shreyas Iyer started with that partnership of 64. Shreyas Iyer took a while to get going, but once he did, they looked fluent together. Placement and timing was there. This was particularly pleasing, just behind square. The shot of the innings from Shreyas Iyer, straight for 6. And then he just took his hand off the bat and got out, perhaps at the wrong time, because this is when a few wickets started falling. Kerkar got to his 50. And the man who everyone expected could finish things in a hurry, Sudeep Nayak. First time he really tried to go big. Sound off the bat was so sweet. We thought it was taken, but it wasn't. That really could have changed everything. But Kerkar was determined, hit a couple of more boundaries, then started that little flurry of wickets before things were finished off at the very end. This was the cotton bowl. Prasad Pawar getting out, and then Dhumal LBW after having hit this boundary, which could have been a wicket. Couple of drop catches. But at the end, the Blasters might have just had a few hiccups. Didn't allow it to affect their chances of notching up a second victory at T20 Mumbai 2019. Bit of consolation for Jay Vista there. 151 for 8, the Sobo Supersonics. They've still won 3 out of 4 because the Namo Bandra Blasters in this afternoon game on a Tuesday afternoon at the Wankhede chased it down, winning by 4 wickets. We still want to hear from the winning captain and the man of the match, and the man in charge out there in the middle is Charu Sharma.
Well, thanks, guys. Another exciting finish, if not a cliffhanger, at the end of which, of course, the Bandra Blasters continue to make inroads, trying to stay alive in this competition. A big thank you to everybody here at the Wankhede Stadium once again for making it. I hope you're enjoying the cricket here in T20 Mumbai. We certainly are, and I hope you are on television as well. Quick thank you to our sponsors to begin with. On behalf of the MCA, Dream 11, Skoda, Atul Projects, Wardwiz, Seagate and Bisleri. And now, of course, an introduction to our presentation party, beginning with, to my left first, Professor Dr. Umesh Khanvilkar from the MCA. To his left, from Namo Bandra Blasters, congratulations today to you, Anjali Agarwal. And to her left, Sobo Supersonics, Tanisha Kaur. Tanisha, you can smile, it's okay, your team's still doing very well. All right, let's have a quick chat with the captain that won today, Shreyas Iyer. Do join us. Yeah, I got a big following here, Shreyas, and one can understand why. So step by step, getting back into the competition.
Yes, it was really important for us after the first two games to climb up and take the rest of the team down. So yeah, the boys, they played a really important role in getting us in this position, and I'm really happy with the way all of them contributed in today's game. And yeah, it's really important for us to maintain the momentum and carry on the same one in the last game as well.
At the toss, you did say maybe 140, 145 is what you'd like to restrict them to. Did you feel, oh, we've given a few runs too many?
I thought 140 to 150 was a really good total to chase on this wicket, because in the second half it played really well. It was coming onto the bat nicely and it was stopping at the start, but once the batsmen, we were getting used to it, I think it was really easy to bat on.
We can talk about your batsman later, but any bowler you'd like to particularly compliment?
Yeah, especially Date. After those first three games, he's come back really strong. He got 3 wickets for us, which was really crucial. And also the way Dhumal bowled in the 17th and 19th over, spinner coming up in that situation and creating a massacre for the opposition. It was really good to see.
Yeah, but you made me guilty of a commentator's curse. A 6 and a 4, and I said, Shreyas Iyer looking magnificent. Next ball.
Yeah, I was really pacing my innings well, and see, I rely a lot on my cut shots, and I really feel positive whenever it's in my area. So it doesn't matter. It's just one of those bad days. It's been going through, but yeah, I'll take on whatever I got on from today.
It is a team game, and your team's done very well. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Shreyas Iyer, ladies and gentlemen, skipper of Namo Bandra Blasters. Now, of course, to the man of the match. 150, you might think not much, but still it required a special knock. And we're happy to give our man of the match award to the man who got 70 from only 51, Eknath Kerkar. Congratulations. Please do accept your trophy from Ms. Anjali Agarwal. And then step up and take your check of 50,000 rupees from Professor Dr. Umesh Khanvilkar from the MCA. Eknath, join me. Fabulous. Well done. Especially those shots over extra cover, over the infield. Magnificent.
Yes, initially I was thinking to play my normal game, and later I take my chance.
Well, of course, you would have liked to stay till the end, wouldn't you?
Yes, my plan was to go out there and play my natural game and stay till the last. If I get set, I make sure that I'll stay till the last and I finish the game for my team.
When you got back to the hut, was there any sign of any danger, nervousness, saying, oh my God, we may not get it now?
Yes, it was a really crucial game, but in the end we won that. I'm happy for it.
All right, fantastic knock. Congratulations once again, and wish you luck for the rest of the matches.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Eknath Kerkar, our man of the match. That's about all from the presentation. Of course, a big thank you to the presentation party to my left. Of course, as you know, we have another fabulous match coming up, the evening match on this day, day 8. Stay tuned for that. We'll go right back to the box.
Thank you, Charu. This is where things stand. And we've got the Triumph Knights on top of Group A, North Mumbai Panthers, the Akash Tigers, and the Eagle Thane Strikers. Now, that's the one team we're going to see in action later tonight, but that's the standings in Group A. Let's show you what happens in Group B. That's where we've seen the movement today from the Namo Bandra Blasters, who are now third in Group B. They're in the same group as the Sobo Supersonics. So this was an intergroup match between 1 and 4, and they've moved up to third place. Shivaji Park Lions look out of it at the moment, but they've still got a couple of games to play. We were trying to find our Dream 11 game changer of the match, and while we had a couple of contenders, Eknath Kerkar finished things off in style with his knock. Just when it looked as if they'd lost their captain, Sujit Naik as well came and went. It needed somebody to stay till the end. He didn't stay till the very end, but nonetheless 70 of 51 all but sealed it for the Namo Bandra Blasters. That's the Dream 11 points that you earn. We told you it changes from time to time, and Eknath Kerkar's knock gives him the maximum points. And if you had him in your team, particularly if you had him as captain, you would have been doing really, really well indeed. Sujit Nayak not contributing with the bat, but those 24 points came from his good bowling and the couple of wickets that he did pick up. But it's part of a Tuesday doubleheader from the Wankhede Stadium. We've got Arcs Andheri taking on the Eagle Thane Strikers. It's going to be crucial for both teams. We're going to see all of you live from the Wankhede at 7:25.